Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Hello. Are you all here? Oh gosh, there's rat things. Hello, Cure. Hello, Cure. We're not here to play Hello, Cure. Oh my gosh, I forgot to set up Cuptool. Give me a moment. Cuptool. Cuptool, copy this. Eat this stream link. Eat it, Cuptool. Eat it. Are you working? Are you alive, Cuptool? You alive? You okay? Cuptool, speak to me.
Nom nom nom, tasty stream links.
Yeek! Oh, so yaha, everybody! How you all doing? Oh my gosh. Yaha, Emiliano. Yaha, Alien King. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Although you still keep sending me messages on Twitter and I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, and well done on the new... Well, I say well done. Congratulations. Happy new computer. Glad you've got a new computer. I hope it's really good and working. And hello, SNN95. How you doing? It's been a while too. Hello. And no, now. Well, Samo, how you doing? Just like last stream, I am here to say hi before I head to sleep. Darn you time zones. Darn you time zones. Punch them. Punch them, punch them. Well, the FOD will still be here if you want to catch up on the stream at all. Oh, I think last time you might have won some stuff from the sprinkles from Battle Royale. Oh gosh. I'm alive. We're all here. I've missed you. I've missed you all. Even those of you who were here last stream, I missed you. Oh gosh. Any time away is too long. It's too long, I say. Bam, bam, bam. Also, what? I forgot to change. I didn't forget. I actually thought about changing the little chalkboard thing. But this is what happened. I looked at the time. I was like, oh gosh, it's half 3. That means I've got half an hour. I've had a blinked and it was 2:45 and I was like, oh gosh, now I've got to set up for the stream. Definitely. Oh my gosh, I don't have time for the chalkboard. I don't have time for anything. And yeah, that's what ended up happening. I blinked and 15 minutes just disappeared before me. But I've been having a better day. I've been better. I should learn about time zone. What's the time zone? The time here is 2 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. I'll just keep your stream on. Your voice is actually good, so I can actually keep it on going to sleep. My voice is good enough to keep going to go to sleep to. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. That's a good compliment, I suppose. I don't know, because sometimes it'll randomly get louder. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I'm like, and it's like, ah. Especially in these things where I end up having characters fight one, where I make like a little model of and I have it fight another little model. I'm like, bam, 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 boom, boom, boom. Oh gosh. I'm gonna take the glasses off. Actually, I need to clean these glasses in real life. They're all a bit dirty. We're a bit dirty. Yeah. I see Cuptool has a new look. Yeah, Cuptool's got a new look. And the Cuptool actually dances about and moves now. Has it been that long? You've not seen the new Cuptool? Oh my gosh. Did you see this outfit? Did you see this out? Did you see the worm alternate? My worm model. That's it. Oh gosh. It's okay, you're a heavy sleeper. I'll be asleep in around 5 minutes. I fall asleep the moment my head connects to a pillow. I wish I had that. Oh my gosh. Last night, though, I actually had a decent sleep. Like, I fell asleep roughly sometime past midnight and woke up at like some time past 4 in the morning, maybe close to 5. Which doesn't sound that good. But when I went to a bathroom, I was like, oh, I feel a bit awake. What time is it? I was like, oh, it's only this time. I should go back to bed then, and then I woke up at like properly at 10. I had a bunch of alarms going off before then. I turned off my alarm at 7, like, you know what, I'm going to get an extra hour in bed. And then my alarm at 8 went continued, and somehow I think maybe I'd woke up. Maybe I woke up and turned it off and then instantly fell back asleep. Or maybe in my sleep I got up out of bed, walked across my room, turned the alarm off, went back to bed. Oh, but yeah, still, for once, it's been a while since I had a decent sleep. And also, I resisted the urge just to lie down in bed and eat my breakfast while on my phone. And instead, I got to my computer and I was, as a result, a lot more productive today. I got a bunch of thumbnails done. I made a schedule. I checked out Elite Dangerous. Yeah, Elite Dangerous. Oh, you've not seen the worm outfit? Oh my gosh. I did eat some breakfast too. Ooh, what did you have? I had pop chips. Pop chips. Salt and vinegar flavour because they never have ready salted flavour in the shops. Okay, but look at this. Look at the worm. Where's the worm? Cupcake worm. Oh no, that's just this model loaded again. I think I misclicked. I misclicked. Here we go. Here we go. I never seen cookies and cream and stuff. And what about the stream avatars? That means you weren't here for stream avatars, were you? Like, have you seen all the cupcakes down at the bottom, Alien King? I just noticed your model got some good biceps. I do have biceps. I do have biceps. Well, this model doesn't. This is a worm model. It's more like a snake, if I'm honest. A fluffy snake. I base it on, do you know those cat toys which have little worms on? Or do you know you can get sticks as well, like for children, that have like little fluffy worms on? Yeah, I based it on that. Yeah. Oh. Wait, did you see cookies and cream as well? Yo, cupcake snake. I have a sausage and egg cheese. Oh my gosh, I had a bacon sandwich. It took me, look, cookies and cream. It's like an Oreo, but it's not an Oreo. It's like, look at this. Look at this. Alien King, you were here for when I promised I'll make an angel cupcake. And I finally got around to making an angel cupcake. Oh, yeah, we made this in a member stream. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's biblically accurate angel cupcake. Oh gosh. And it's got a little donut that you can keep people in the sight soft. Yippee. Yo, yummy cookie. Don't eat cookies and cream. Don't eat cupcakes are friends, not food. Remember that. Okay, where's watermelon? Did you see watermelon? Because watermelon wasn't long before cookies and cream. Nick, look, it's a cupcake with sunglasses on. A cupcake with sunglasses. Yeah. All right. Yeah, don't eat cupcakes. They are friends, not food. Also, we made the chef cupcake because that was also promised. We promised the angel cupcake. We promised the chef cupcake. And here they both are. Look, chef cupcake. Kiss for cup cook. Kiss for cup cook. It's got a little spatula. It's like, ah. iOS is here. Boom. iOS. Hello, iOS. Oh my gosh, I won from the game. Thank you, iOS. Now I'm craving some midnight snacks. No, why are you craving midnight snacks? I'm just showing you nice, cute friends. Nice, cute friends I am.
What's in the box? What's in the heckin' box?
What's in the box? Because I'm not a regular here. It seems you have so many cupcakes now. We do have so many cupcakes. We do. We got 7 different types of cupcakes. We got cookies and cream. We have watermelon cupcake. I'll go through them all. What was the 5th one? That was Chocky Carrow. Chocky Carrow was the 5th one. Then we have the original Galaxy and the original 3. Where is it? Chocky Carrow. Here's Chocky Carrow. Yay! Oh my gosh! Cupcake. Welcome to Cupcake. And that reminds me. Oh my gosh. Thank you, ENvtuber. Oh my gosh, memberships. What reminds me, I forgot to give away my memberships. We got 10 gifts that we can gift out. I forgot completely about it. I better saw Simply Stream.
Thank you.
Here you go. Night Parade's got one. Hello, Bunry. Tyler, Drew, you, Java. Marshmallow Jones.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, that might actually make the notifications go off a little bit. And then 5 more gifts. Hopefully we can snipe somebody with this. Hopefully we can snipe one of the regulars. To remind you that. Thank you. I would almost have forgotten again.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, there are so many gifts. Yeah, I can give 10 free a month. So it's like, oh, well, thank you as well as an $5.95 becoming a member. Yeah. Oh gosh, we've made some member costumes as well. Not member. We made some cupcake costumes because we've also got. Where's Galaxy? We're going. Here's Galaxy model. Galaxy cupcake. There's so much going on screen now. Come on, kiss the cupcake. Go away. We have Galaxy cupcake for those who don't remember Galaxy.
Thank you.
This was one of our first cupcakes. I think this was when we gained like our first 100 subscriber celebration or something. First 100 subs.
A gift? Thank you.
A gift? Thank you. Is that it? Have you finished now, me? Maybe I made that alert thing too big.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh. And then we've got Sour Apple, which is a fan favourite. Where's Sour Apple? People like the green one.
One day, my exuberance for gifted subs will make me do a backflip. But this is not today.
Oh gosh, maybe I can. If I could figure out how to get Cupcake so it would do certain actions based on what chat does, I'll get that added in. But look at this. Look, this is Galaxy. You can tell this Galaxy was one of the first ones because it's so much lower resolution than the other ones. And that's not Galaxy, Sour Apple here. So much lower resolution and it's so much simpler. But look at these eyes. There's Sour Apple balls. Yuck. Do you know those little sweets you can get? And then where's Strawberry? Sour Apple's the first one where... Actually, no. Muffin was the first one where I did stuff with. Strawberry cupcake. Strawberry cupcake. Here you are, strawberry and cream cupcake. Yeah. Ranwy, is this still your favourite cupcake? And now it's an angel. We got an angel version too now. Yeah. And then we got Muffin. And we also have Inquisitor cupcake. Where's Muffin? ABC. Muffin model. There we go. Been so long since I watched the stream. Yeah. Oh yeah. And Muffin's got hypno eyes. You must like and subscribe. Yeah, Muffin's like the very first cupcake, and you can tell this because low resolution, and it's got this white border on it. If you don't know, Muffin is legitimately... I drew a cupcake as part of my original model, and then I just cut Muffin out of that original model and made a separate model for it. I didn't redraw Muffin. We need to draw Muffin again. Like, make him a proper resolution. But we did give him a different costume. He was the first one to get a costume, and this was just for thumbnail ones. Inquisitor cupcake. Yay! Inquisitor cupcake. Hey Verlomon, hello Tristan, and hello everybody else. Don't wait, one day we'll make it. How are you doing? I am doing well. I arrived, things have gone wrong. Cupcon has done a whoopsie and has become a cupcake instead of a cupcake. What do you mean a cupcake instead? I'm always a cupcake. It's Cupcake Conjuror. Cupcon. Not, what am I called? Cupcat. Yeah, that's what you call me. I'm not a cupcat. Hypno eye. Look. Calling me a cupcat is heresy. Internet is back. Yeah. So, calling me a cupcat is heresy. Yes, yes, yes. So, if you don't want to get a bolt to the face, well, remember, it's not cat, it's cake. Oh, but let's go back. Let's go back to our cool model. Let's go back to my actual model in true form. Wait, this isn't it. This is a cat. No, No! Look away! Oh, there we go. Hello. Hello. How you all doing? Oh, but here we go. We're live. We're live. Did your internet just crash on you? Yep, my internet died. We've had a lot of snow recently, so you know what they say about snow. Actually, I don't know what they say about snow. What do they say about snow? Well, either way, we've had snow, and it's been a bit. So when it snows, often the clouds are heavier and stuff, so it does interrupt our internet connection a little bit more. Yeah, although it did rain today as well on top of the snow, so now it's become all a bit icy. It's probably not going to be that nice. But we had loads of snow, but it was still it started last night and it was still snowing this morning. But do you want to see the hand cam? Let's see. Is the camera going to have frames? How many frames? At least 10, yes. Okay, this is not too many frames. How can I fix this? Okay, the lights are on. If I turn this light on, it's just going to be super reflected. Well, that is better. Okay, we're just going to have to deal with the frame rate not being as high as we'd really like it to be. It's probably because of all the reflection. But yes, we got all these new combat patrols. Some new paints. Some more paints. Corvex Right, Lead Belcher. What's in this one? Rakar Flesh, Screamer Pink. Those are actually two I didn't already have, so that's pretty nice. Then we got the Terminators that were in the Leviathan box set and in the starter set. So you don't get a lot of spare parts in here, but you do get like an exchange in head. But I did buy another Terminator box, so I can use the spare parts from that. And because I've got the special subscription, I got the special one. I've got brushes. Oh my gosh, those are bright. These are flashbang. They call them flashbang brushes. They're so bright. Oh gosh, I wish I could change how the brightness worked in this camera. Oh, they do look like nice brushes though. If I turn off this light, it's probably going to make it even more raggedy. In terms of frame rate. But yeah, frame rate's not great, but at least now it's not blinding you. But yeah, these feel like relatively nice brushes. We'll try them out. This is a shading brush, shade M. This is a dry brush, an actual proper dry brush, but it's very big, so it better be good for monsters and stuff. And then we've got a basing brush. I don't know what's special about the basing brush or why it has an angle, but whatever. I'll put them over to one side now. But here we go. We'll open up the first magazine together. My eyes. My eyes! 1 FPS. Let's go. Look, it's better than 5 frames per second. It is. It is. Unfortunately, ooh, these magazines are a bit... They get very bright. Actually, let's change the brightness setting on the camera. I'll mess up with the camera settings more. Oh no, that's filters. No. Properties. Configure video. And let's look. If I turn the brightness down to a little bit more. Saturate. All the other things are fine. Ever turn off the auto calculate white balance. Okay, it's a little better, I feel like, the frame rate now. If I never turn this light on, it should fix the frame rate just then. Frame rate's better. I don't know what's wrong with the frame rate. Maybe I need to bring the camera lower, maybe. Or maybe the camera's too high. too low? I don't know. But either way, I tried my best. The kit sheets look cool. The kit sheets. ISO maybe? What's ISO? Nothing labelled ISO. Backlight, gamma, white balance, saturation, hue. Turn me boys, turn me boys! Yeah, here's a spoof of a Terminator. Oh gosh, yeah, it really is worse today. Why are you so slow, camera? What's going on today? I've got all the usual settings on that usually fix it. Plenty of light. Okay. We'll try to lower it. Maybe lowering the camera will work. Does that work? Maybe. I was really not a big fan of Warhammer, but I do think the game is good. Yeah, the games are fun. It's good enough for now. It is. It is. It's a document camera. It's not really meant to be carrying motion and stuff. But it's still better than the web camera. Okay, let's get it focused in. Focus! Okay, that is better. It was already as focused in as it could be. Okay, let's turn off this light because it's just causing too much reflection. So here we go. Here's the main thing. And then, oh no, white pages. Turn off the main light so it's not going to be too bright. There you go, the Terminator squad. Okay, once again, it just tells you how to build it. You need both the magazines. It's not very difficult because it's just clipped together stuff. It's like piece... Who knew that piece 28, 29 and 30 would go together? It's not very complicated. You don't need any glue for these ones. But it's generally better to do glue. Oh, and then the tactical dock. Oh, I love Graphis. These are the Graphis dudes with jetpacks. Super heavy space marines. I love those dudes. Yeah. Those are super heavy space marines with jetpacks. Like, you think normal power armor's heavy, and you think Terminator armor's heavy, then these Graphis boys jump out. Loyalist World Eaters. Trying to make them all black. We are going to make them Black Templar. And they're not Loyalist World Eaters. But, do you mean Loyalist Word Bearers? Oh no, they're just for super combat, super everything. Look, Black Templar are just the best at everything. My Black Templar are super shooty as well. Let's look. Oh, he's got a big hell gun. Yeah, we got the Graphis dude like Alberic, except ours is better. And there they are, those ones that jump packs. The Tactical Doctrine. Space Marines are no blunt instrument. They are masters of sieging the initiative. Seizing the initiative, and their commanders possess superhuman intelligence. This is exemplified in their Tactical Doctrine. Don't need glue. Lies! I mean, you don't need glue for these guys. If you look at these dudes, you can see little holes here. And, like, there's a little lump there for it to stick into the base. And, like, over here on the arms, you got little bits that stick out and they connect with the parts of the holes there and stuff. It's all very nice. Hey, Scorpio, how you doing? The Codex Astartes, the legendary tactical manual. That is the root of nearly all Space Marine strategy. Not for us Black Templars, it's not. Emphasis, flexibility in warfare above all else. This is why I never liked the original Space Marine vehicles or even the original Space Marine design. It made them look very, very rigid, and they had a very rigid playstyle, especially before they released the drop pods. And it's like, I know, okay, you could always use the jetpacks and outriders and stuff, but it was nowhere near as flexible as almost every other codex. Every single other army was way more flexible than Space Marines. Nowadays, Space Marines are super flexible and look really agile and stuff and super cool and all of that stuff. But back in the day, they weren't. Incorrect weapon of the Interceptor disappointed. Plasma or bust. Plasma's cool, but the bolt gun's not bad itself. It depends where you're going up against, to be honest. The bolt gun gets a lot more shots out, so if you're fighting like a swarm of enemies, it's way better. I just ordered a bunch of paints for Gunpla. I'm going to try not... Oh, do Gunpla need painting? I thought Gunpla were coloured in such a way that they'd never need painting. Oh yeah, Cupcon. I ordered a Goblin Girl mini. My knights need their mandatory Goblin waifu. A Gobbo waifu! Oh my gosh. There's female goblins and they don't just look exactly like male goblins. Oh gosh. When Swirling Chaos about presents no clear path to victory, why Space Marine commanders declare the tactical doctrine to be in effect? This doctrine is more subtle than the punishing fusillades of the Devastator doctrine of a furious charge. Oh yeah, we talked about the Devastator doctrine last time, which was just basically lots of heavy weapons to pound them down. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is just saying the flexible, multi-layered, using faint, subtle tactics, all of the same stuff. Oh, it's Titus from Space Marine 2! And Space Marine. Although that one's the one from Space Marine 2. Okay, let's turn off the lights so that you don't get blinded as soon as we go into this page. Yeah. We have to be careful. I don't want to blind you guys. When battle calls for flexibility, the bolter proves itself the ideal. See? Plasma or bust? No, the bolter proves itself the ideal weapon. Go for bolt gun. That being said, I actually, within my Black Templar list, it splits into 10 detachments, and one detachment is just called for plasma detachment because everybody has plasma guns. It's just plasma guns all the way down, top to bottom. 3 lots of Hell Blasters. 2 lots of, what are they called? Interceptors? With, plasmas. 3 plasma Redemptus. A squad of Vanguard with plasma. And I think it's got a plasma vehicle as well. Oh, hey, look, a wild Titus appears. Yeah. Short stacked Gobbo waifu. This has led... Wait, what's this? I just ordered a bunch. This has led many to believe that there are no goblin women, and goblins just spring out of the holes of the ground, which is, of course, ridiculous. Oh wait, is that about dwarves? Is that is that quote from Tolkien on dwarves? And like how dwarf women have beards or something. This dwarf line. Yeah! Yeah! But anyway, got for bolt rifle. Bolt rifles are pretty cool. They're way better than the old bolt gun because they got armor piercing. And they can hit really hard. Bolt rifles can be used to pick off enemies with deadly single shots or hose down nearby foes with a storm of bolts. Clad Terminator armor, Space Marine can wield a double-barreled storm bolter in one hand and unleash hails of
I heard
fire.
you liked plasma, so we gave you more plasma for your plasma so you can plasma while you plasma.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've got loads of different detachments and each one's not a specialist. You've got 4 battle line detachments which are, you know, very flexible and stuff, but the rest are all very specialist and designed more supporting acts. Assault bolter. The assault bolter has a truly ripping rate of fire. It is deployed at extremely close. Yeah. It is deployed at extreme close range by units of interceptors descending from orbit. Oh, they are called interceptors, and they descend from orbit! Could you imagine just jumping down with this super heavy suit with that tiny jetpack to stop you from crashing? Oh my gosh. Clad in Terminator armor, a space marine can wield a double-barreled stormbolt in one hand, letting them unleash hails of fire. Okay, light, turn on so we can see the other screen. Oh my gosh, that just turned off my... Oh, sorry. There we go. For the technology, training and advanced conditioning, the space marine are perhaps the deadliest of all in brutal close quarters. When the time is right, space marines will use the assault doctrine, sprinting headlong towards the enemy for a decisive charge. Hello! No Inceptus. Inceptus. Now, the Graphis dudes, these guys aren't in power armor. Interceptors are in Graphis armor, which is incredibly tough. It's all about it being incredible. The armor quality is technically not as good as Terminator armor. They don't have inbuilt force fields, but it's incredibly thick armor. Ahoy, hoy, tar! Same new brushes in title and got curious. Have you finally decided to get some good ones like Raphael? Oh no, I got some good brushes. You've seen my good brushes, but my old brushes are that's a Citadel starter brush. Yeah, I got Winsor and Newton Series 7 here. These are my old brushes. These are the ones I've been using for ages. I've got this one and this one. This one's a bigger one, even though you can't really see it anymore because that's worn off. Yeah, we got the Series 7. We've had them for ages. I know so can I describe them. Is the armor not powered? The armor is powered. It's just not got force fields inbuilt into it. No, the new brushes we got came with our magazines. So obviously the Citadel ones. Let me turn off the light because otherwise you got to go blind. Here you go. Citadel Color STC. Yeah, we just got these ones. Oh, there's a thing for it. Yeah, the new brushes of these ones. I'm going to test them out, see if they're any good. Because I've the only Citadel brush I've really tried since they came out, since I got back into Warhammer, is the starter brushes, and those absolutely suck. Can someone tell me a good dry brush brand? I don't know, probably the Windsor brand. All the paints, all the models that we've painted, I've mostly just used, what's it? I've mostly just used 2 Winsor Newton brushes. One of them's small, one of them's very small. So even when I've been dry brushing, I've been using those brushes. I've not been using one specifically for dry brushing. And even back when I was painting properly, I never used a special dry brush because they're expensive. Brushes were expensive, so I just used cheap ones. Been needing one. Graphis is just relying on thickness of protection. Thermoplate has the shielding. Yep. God, let there be light. People trying to sleep. Turn off the lights. Yeah. Turn off the lights. I'm trying to sleep in here. Or it's like me when I'm trying to have a relaxing bath, so I turn off all the lights. Hard to say since dry brushing wears out faster by default. Yeah. Which actually why I'm a bit glad. One of the brushes we got here is a dry brushing brush. But to be honest, any sort of thick brush like this, where it's got lots of bristles at the end, is good. For buying brushes, Cupcake simply used the end of a tail. No! I don't have a tail! So mean! Yeah, any thick brush is good. It doesn't have to be a high quality, because that, in itself, it doesn't really matter about the quality of a brush when it comes to dry brushing. And you can use pretty much any sort of brush. Yeah, so Assault Doctrine is just all about getting into combat. So it's this way you got all the jetpacks and you got all the bikes. We've actually got this box. This is a box set, and I've got 2 of these box sets. It comes with 15 Assault Inceptors, 3 of them, and 1 ATV, and then 1 Captain with a jump pack. Ooh, more weapons. Is this going to be too bright? Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Dry brushes get worn down fairly fast. Just look online for some cheap ones. I'm fairly happy for army painter ones. Yeah, for Citadel one should also be fine. Pretty much any dry brush should be fine as long as it's not going to fall apart instantly, which Citadel ones usually don't. And if they do, and you bought it in person, you can just go and complain to the shop you bought it from. The chainsaw rips through flesh with ease, horrifying even hardened enemies. Power fists are wreathed in crackling disruption fields. Oh, no, I need to change how I speak here. I have the same dry brush as Conjurer, but thinking of buying for Army Painter dry brush set. Oh. I don't use Talan as a stress ball. Cupcon uses Talan as a texture. I don't use Talan as a texture brush. I don't have a texture brush. Been using a sponge on sticks. Oh. Spend your money on good detailing brushes made from sable. I mentioned Raphael 8404 and Winston Newton Series 7. Both are premium. Polinsky sable. With it since they last a long time if kept well cared for. Yeah! I've got for Winston Newton Series 7. They've been relatively good. The chainsaw was invented for surgery, makes sense. Oh gosh, wasn't it designed to deliver children or something stupid? He likes the way he speaks, the way his eyes pop out. No! Wait, where do I actually have a stress toy? I do have a stress toy somewhere, don't I? I did. Oh, I got one here. A stress ball. Stress ball. Oh, I did have a stress ball bunny once, but its head fell off and its legs fell off. And everything else fell off about it. And it was sad. Oh. Ah. I have a teeth. I bit it. I don't know why I bit it. I just wanted to bite it. There we go. This is pretty decent. You can bite it. It doesn't even leave teeth marks. Well, they're not that many. Oh! It broke! It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a very good stress ball. Oh, never mind. That's what usually happens when you bite things. No, it's not. When you bite things, they're meant to not break instantly. But anyway, the chainsaw. The chainsaw rips through flesh with ease, horrifying even hardened enemies. As for the power fists, are weaved in crackling disruption fields that allow Space Marines to punch through tanks or crush them. Power sword. Power swords are sheathed in energy fields that let their blades cleave through plate, allowing them to be permanently incredibly sharp. Or impossibly sharp. Plasma pistols are lighter and shorter range than plasma rifles, but they carry the same armor melting kick as their larger cousins. Bolt pistols are the chosen sidearm of many Space Marines and commissars, letting them unleash deadly explosive bolts even at close range. Yeah, and modern Space Marines mostly use a heavy bolt pistol. At least Black Templars do. Why did you do that? Wait, silly cupcat, silly me. No! No, it's not. I didn't murder the bunny thing. The bunny just died. It went. It's a stress toy. You're meant to stress it. And the bunny's head just, well, the ears fell off, and the head fell off, and the little paws fell off. It's like really poor quality. Because there are seams around them, but they just fell apart. The seams. Oh yeah, battle shock test. So battle shock barely even matters anymore. I'm sorry. But it's like, before, what happened is your unit got put down to half strength. You get hit by an attack. And, well, you take a leadership test. You fail the leadership test. Your unit starts running away. It might even run off the battlefield. Now it's just like, oh, you can't capture objectives with that unit until they pass a leadership test. Whatever, who cares? You're not supposed to squeeze a stress ball. You're supposed to squeeze a stress ball, not rip them apart, just saying, I did. I squeezed it, and then I squeezed it, and I went, and it fell apart. You know? Oh gosh, wounds remaining. Below half strength, taking battle shock tests. Yeah, these guys below half strength is either number of models if it's the unit, or if it's just a single entity, it's how many wounds it has left. No. Battle shock test, objectives control. Yeah, if you fail a battle shock test, you can't control objectives. You can also choose to fall through units. Oh yeah, it just means that if you try to fall back when you're in combat with somebody, you're going to take damage if you try running away if you failed a battle shock test. Now before, if you fail a leadership test, you just run away instead and the opponent might chase you down. So what's this? Scenario hold or die just tells you about a scenario. So you've got the Inferno Squad, Librarian, Captain Terminator armor against this small army here. And then you've got these objectives. This is on the bot playmat that originally came in for bots, in the magazines. Yeah, it just teaches you how to play again. There's a lot of this sorts of stuff in these magazines of just giving you scenarios, teaching you how to play small games. It's very useful for people. Oh, and there's nothing at the end, just once again, this page here, and it tells you what's in the next magazines, which we already have. Yeet. Oh gosh. Oh darn it, that wasn't the first one. This is the first one. Here we go. This one was the first one. Oops. Should have done this one. It came with Codex White, Lead Belcher. Yee. It's got some art that's would be fairly familiar to a lot of you. Oh gosh, that's bright. Let's turn off the light. Is this teaching you how to use these new paints on the different things? So it's like cover the metal with lead belchers, where to use the white, where to use the metal. I do like the way they teach you here. It's a very simple way. It allows you to see every single step, and that your models won't look instantly amazing, and that you can make mistakes, and you know, in the end it will still look good if you follow the process and trust the process. Oh, the Cult Mechanicus. Oh, it's teaching us about the Cult Mechanicus. Yeah. Oh yeah. With the tech beasts. The tech dudes. They've either got a little helicopter that has wings, and they've got a dune walker, and they've got these guys with the radiation weapons, and some weird cultists. And the raptor dudes, and oh my gosh, In the 41st millennium, knowledge is not shared freely, but closely guarded by the religious order of the cult Mechanicus. This tech priesthood is responsible for keeping the Imperium machines running. Under their stewardship, science and innovation have been replaced by ritual and dogma. Basically, for every metal way of painting, apply all the paints that need a wash, then do that. Yeah! Skitali! I know, that is the way I paint roughly too. Usually. But it's a very simple way of learning how to paint. It's not necessarily the best way to paint. I think there's no true best way. Everyone's got their own way of doing things. And it with its own advantages and disadvantages. This way is certainly not the fastest way of painting. Especially if you want to get an army up and running very quickly. But it is a good way to learn how to do for painting. And the fact of sharing every step of a process is really... I like that. I like that. Technology in the far future is dangerous and unpredictable. The legacy of many millennia of conquest by humanity over the years, the use of this technology has coalesced into worship of machines by the Mars-based cult Mechanicus. The cult Mechanicus is a faith within the Imperium. They still revere the Emperor as divine, but they have a culture all of their own. Followers of the cult Mechanicum regard machines above all else, and they reject the weakness of the flesh. Replacing parts of their bodies with mechanical upgrades, they utilize bizarre technology in battles, such as radiation-spewing rifles or hulking battle crawlers. All citizens of the Imperium, including the Space Marines, share some of their faith, giving prayers to their weapons of war gear before battle and using incantations of operations on their combat vehicles. Howdy, Nathan, how you doing? You got a quick request to your birthday, a short quick head taker campaign and see how long you go before losing. Before losing! I've never lost a Warhammer campaign. Actually, I don't think I have. The quick head taker's pretty powerful. He's in a really decent position. Other than now he does have to fight Gorbad. Where before he didn't have Gorbad to deal with. He did have Wurzag, but Wurzag's a pushover by comparison. At least early game. No, actually, no, early game. No, yeah, because Wurzag's... Well, if you fight Wurzag's army because he's a relatively weak sorcerer at the beginning, you can pin him down in combat and get him wiped out. But if you try melee dueling Wurzag early game, it's not going to be as easy. No, Gorbad. Gorbad. And Gorbad has all of his army plans and stuff. And a much better starting place than Wurzag does. Oh. Now that being said, I guess he does have those iron dwarfs to his south. I'll slap base paint and shoulder pad colours on the Istav 5 is big. Wait, why did you bombard me, Ton? No! Anyway, let's go to the next pages. Okay, yeah, dark pages. It's fine. Ooh! There's a Dreadnought! Mr. Dreadnought! And it's a Redemptor with a big plasma gun. Actually, our Redemptor looks relatively small. Because all those priests are very big. Because Redemptors are huge. Like, especially next to a person. If our perspective is really wonky. I mean, the priests might be massive. Tech priests often do become massive. I mean, have you seen Cork Fall? I think it might be Space Marine tech priests if they're working on a Dreadnought. Anyway, for Omnisire, The dogmatic faith of occult mechanicus is devoted to the machine god, also known as the Omnisire. This is a mysterious divine being whose influence is felt through technology and through the motive force that they believe drives all things. Most followers of occult mechanicus regard the Emperor to be the Omnisire, or at least a crucial vessel of a god machine's ineffable will. If the activation of a dreadnought of the awakening of its pilot is sacred and difficult ritual requiring many tech priests. You just
Praise
prime
the
yours.
Omni.
Oh, sorry, what's that? Hey, it's the Omnisire. I just prime with my airbrush, spray for large areas of the colours chosen, and do the rest of the details by regular brushwork. Makes a very speedy process when assembly line painting. I don't have an airbrush. But I do kind of want one just to be able to do that. Weak starting position looks like a promotional material for John Wick. You're just in the middle of everybody. That's just in the middle of everybody pointing various weapons at you. I mean, he is in a relatively decent location, though. And is Skaven with their ambush tactics and everything else. He does have a relatively good chance. He's also got a nearby Skaven in a really decent position to be able to confederate early on. He's also got Clan Victus to confederate relatively early on. Wait, can they confederate Skaven? I think they can. It's been a while since I did a Skaven campaign. And that was modded, so. Wait, Skaven are generally one of the better armies, factions at fighting dwarves. So, I don't know. It seems like they're in a reasonable position. Oh, look, it's one of those big guys. Do I have one of them? Is that one of the ones I've got? Let me look. Oh, no, I've got the one where it's built into his back. That's the Tyranno. That's the other one. Bioweaponry. Every tool, ship, and weapon used by the Tyranids is a specially adapted organism, or even a cluster of symbiotic organisms working as one. Tyranid weapon creatures are grotesque and horrifying, having been purpose-bred by the hive mind to work as effectively, as any bolter, last cannon, or chainsword. To understand the alien is to know only horror. Tyrannofaxes are living tanks armed with huge bioweapons. Yay! I see Tyrannofax with rupture cannon, yip, and loads of spikes on its back. The best character in Space Marine 2 is the Dreadnought. He intros bodying that. Yeah, I think everyone by now has seen that scene. It's just like, but it's like, right into his face with the assault cannon. Weak is that one Catman where all the knives pointing at him while looking smug. Oh, gosh. One of the things I do wish you had was if Skarsnik, Weak, and Belagar were all in a really good we're all in better positions of basically being next to one another, all different angles pointing at 8 peaks. Because right now, it's not like that. Clan Mars is right next to it, sure. But Skarsnik's actually really far away from 8 peaks, and he has like 2 major factions between him and 8 peaks. Belagar has an entire river or peninsula away from it. He has to go through just so much to get over to 8 peaks. But all of them claim 8 peaks as their domicile and home, so I see a big bug and foes of a squishing. Yeah, we just need a big titan just to step on it. Squish. The Tyranids have a weapon for every enemy, and they are varied as the Tyranids themselves. As a hive mind adapts its armies to crush its prey, so too does it adapt the tools of war those armies wield. Tyranid bioweapon has many advantages over conventional weapons. Many fire-seething acid or gnawing creatures capable of finding cracks in the best armor. The Tyranids need not worry about the supply lines or reloading. The weapons simply breed more ammunition. Meanwhile, firing such a weapon requires only a predatory impulse from the wielder. Okay, it's got to be a bit bright, that page, but for me, no, it's me, that's a bit too bright too. Yeah, it's too bright. Let's turn it off. There you go. Ooh, these are for old-fashioned weapons. Flesh Borer. I used to love Devourers. They were my favourite weapon to get. Unfortunately, none of the Tyranids we got came with Devourers, only Flesh Borers. Venom cannons are also amazing. Tyranid firepower is more than a match of that wielded by the Imperium. From insect-spewing sidearms to huge anti-armor cannons, the Tyranids have a range of weapons for any foes that they should encounter. This is a Soviet-Russian bug. It squishes you. No, no, no. Titan squishes all. Join for mobile infantry. Yee! Do you wish to know more? Flesh borers fire hard-shelled flesh-eating beetles. Once they have made contact, they furiously burrow into their prey with horrific effect. Although against Space Marines, they kind of make contact and go squish against the armor. A Devourer is a chunk of necrotic flesh that is home to thousands of maggots. These can be sprayed on distant foes to consume their flesh. Oh wait, so that's all dead. Ew. Oh, that's why its arms looks all weird, because the arm's dying too. Living ammunition. Many Tyranid weapons fire living organisms. Some attack their target upon contact. Others have veins or fins that let them change direction in mid-flight. Or can detonate on command. Ew, you wouldn't want to be the one that detonates on command. That's upsetting. But heavy venom cannon. The venom cannon joined for citizenship. Devil Gaunts, Devour Termagants. Devour Termagants are pretty nasty still. Love the Carnifex under over design ones. The Carnifex Devourer's not too good anymore, is it? Although it was never amazing. The main reason you got the Devourer effects was because it was the cheapest version of the Carnifex. But now all Carnifexes have the same price, so it's like, unless you're a Screamer Killer. Venom cannons are unusual and highly effective bioweapons used by the hive mind to shatter armor. They fire crystals of solidified acid that strike the target at enormous speeds. Any tanks not destroyed by the initial impact find their armor corroded by the venom itself. Oh, I always thought it just spewed like a torrent of venom. That makes a lot more sense. But they fire crystal instead. Tyranids are the deadliest in close quarters. Nearly all Tyranids possess melee weapons, all the better for tearing apart their prey up close. These are simpler than the Tyranid firearms, but no less dangerous. The rending claws used to be amazing on the Gene Stealers. Strive for 20! No, I am British. It's a British accent. A little bit Scottish, a little bit Northern English. Northern English. Dang it, now I remember. I have to get Starship Troopers miniatures. Conjuror, you're making me broke. You know, are you really broke if you're rich in miniatures? Yes, I'm British. Rending claws. Rending claws are diamond hard and can easily tear through even Terminator armor. Not so much anymore, to be honest. Rending claws aren't as great as they used to be. They're often found on vanguard organisms such as Gene Stealers. Hi Samuel, William, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Scything talons. Countless Tyranids possess one or more pairs of scything talons. These are simple but effective modifications that let the wielder attack with great speed. And then for Bone Sword. Bone Sword's pretty cool. Bone Swords are biological analogies to power swords. They are wreathed in a wave of psychic force that blasts apart the souls of the Tyranids. That blasts apart the souls, oh no! Your feet! Make sure to get your shoes repaired after fighting for bone swords, because your souls are going to get blasted apart. I get it, because you got souls in your shoes. I see myself out. Into the dark! Oh, another little story. Terminate to explore the depths of an infested spaceship. Trust in the Emperor, your brothers, and in your hate. Look down there. Trust in the Emperor, your brothers, and in your hate. Do you feel the hate would flow through you? Oh gosh, doing good. You're doing well, yay! I'm doing well too. We thought we escaped a British tax, but then they made Warhammer. Yep, it's just a trick to get you to pay more tax. No taxation without representation in the Warhammer universe. They threw the Warhammer into the Boston Harbour. There's so many British accents.
Let the hate flow through you.
You suddenly sound Irish. I'm not Irish. I mean, maybe that's a bit of a Scottish in me. Yes, let the hate flow through you. Anyway, Fierce strode through, his eyes locked of a blackness before him. Even his Terminator armor's advanced autocannon senses failed to penetrate the gloom. It was as if this too was another part of the Tyranid's defense. Even clad in the best technology the Imperium had to offer, he was relying on his wits to survive. Catching a flash of a claw in the black could mean the difference between life and death. The ground had softened here. He did not need to look down to know that at his feet was a thick carpet of biomass, what remained of a Tyranid's victims and the vile growths that had been made from their flesh. An ordinary space marine would have struggled to push through the mass, but the sheer bulk of a heavy Terminator armor warplate allowed a squad to force their way through. Ew. It's like a Tyranid's stomach. Okay, now I hear the Scottish. Oh god. An ordinary... Yeah, wait, no, this did that part. This was the most delicate stage of a boarding operation. Choosing where to make their stand. The right spot was crucial. Here, where the passages were narrowest, the Terminators would swiftly be overwhelmed, but they would be unable to bring all their weapons to bear. Thea saw something move in the darkness. The Tyranids had not been dormant. They had been waiting for the best opportunity to attack. His order to the squad was clear. Combat physicians, keep moving. We cannot defeat them here. Termagants burst into action from seeming everywhere, from every angle. They squeezed out of the gaps between panels, through ventilation shafts, and even through the flooring. Theus timed every volley from his stormbolt carefully. Every shot would need to be a kill. He lacked the ammunition for anything less. Precision just so, the huge bolts could pass through multiple bodies at once before detonating to cause further damage. Theus strode forward, not in fear, and not full of battle lust, but coldly calculating where to place his next shot. Still, the Termagants were drawing closer. Termagants are the ones with the big claws. They go slice, 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 slice. Yeet. We don't have any of those ones. We have the Harmagant. Wait, no, it's Termagants the shooty ones? Or is it the other way around? Oh no, we have the shooty ones. You don't have accents. Everyone else has an accent. I'm American. We don't have accents. The Americans have a bunch of accents. You got your Texan accent, you got your Southern accent, you got your Floridian accent, you got your New York accent, your Boston accent. And you got your TV accent, and that one does feel relatively accentless. Typical Death Ring session. Everything is fine, but suddenly you're drowning in deep clean stealers and food lord is bearing down on you. Terma is Stacker. Orma is Slapper. Also, it is Termagants. Why aren't we shooting them? Termagants, shoot them. Don't close in on the Terminators, just shoot them. You're better at shooting than you are in combat, and Terminators are better in combat than they are in shooting, even for shooty Terminators. Still, the Termagants were drawing closer, and Fierce could hear large bioorganisms scrambling into action in the gloom. He hailed his squad. Hermaeus, upload the vessel floor plans. The Terminator did so. Fierce could see the ghostly outline of the Imperial vessel overlaid on his view screen over the swarming mass of the Termagants. He split his attention. As one part of his mind kept up the killing, another scanned the vessel. The Sanctum Imperialis, it was wide open, but too far. Perhaps the Engineerium? No, the Tyranids would have clustered around its heat. Fierce was running out of options. He brought up his power sword, energized his blade, and scythed through a rank of Termagants. They were also almost upon the Terminators now. He checked the vessel's plan again, and then it struck him. The torpedo tubes. We were near the gun deck, and the vast breaches of the ship's guns would provide ample space in which to fight. Fierce marked the coordinates and gave the order. Wouldn't it be better for him to fight in an enclosed space if he can only attack from one direction? Or is it because they can burst through the walls and you don't want to be surprised by that? Western American accent is a Mid-Atlantic one? I have no idea what the Mid-Atlantic one sounds like. I'm in America, so I get the pass. Ormagant's claw off the faces. Oh. No, don't make more claw through for faces since they have scything talons that just like go through people. Florida man, the source of endless entertainment and many laughs. But do you know why Florida man's such a big thing? It's in part because of Florida police laws, something about reports, in which whenever a police report is made, anyone can effectively access the police reports. You can't necessarily get the names of them. You're not allowed to name the people in these reports. So that's why it's called Florida Man all the time, because it's just a dude from Florida. Because they're allowed to read the reports, they're allowed to report on the reports, like all the journalists and stuff, but they're not allowed to name anyone who appeared in them. So that's why it's always Florida Man did this thing that's entertaining. But in other places you can't do that as easily as you can with Florida. So makes it easy. I'm Florida, but I let this one slide. You're in Florida. Cupcake. Mid-Atlantic is the one that Kelsey Grammer uses of Cheers and Fraser. Oh, and Sideshow Bob. I used to love Fraser. I always thought his was sounded almost British in a way, his Mid-Atlantic accent. But I always thought it was a sort of like put on, trying to sound posh accent. In Florida, we have what is called the Free Information Act. Yeah, that's it. You can see full footage, see full arrest records and camera footage. Yeah. Yeah, towards Norwegian. It's Norwegian. That's why Florida man mimics this. Yeah, that's it. What's it like in Florida? I'm from AC. I have not been there. I've been to Florida a few times, but only to Disney World, and Disney World's effectively its own country. Although we did walk out of Disney World and explored a bit of Florida, and honestly, it's scary. People with guns everywhere. And also we went to an alligator place where you get to, go on, like, it's a river full of alligators. There's crocodiles. I can never remember which one it is which. But you could eat a burger made out of them. I didn't do that because I was like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. And then we got to go on one of those swamp ski things. We got the big fan on for hovercraft stuff. and see the crocodiles up close. It was honestly kind of boring, and there were flies and mosquitoes everywhere, and they got all up in your face, and it wasn't very nice, and none of us enjoyed it, but still, it was an experience. Oh, gosh. Pet all of the gators. If not friend, why friend-shaped? Yeah, friend-shaped. Friend-shaped alligators. Give them big hugs. The Terminators pressed forwards as a single column of ceramite. As they closed in, Fierce could hear the squealing as the joints of their power-armored strained to push forward. The Tyranid dead were almost as dangerous as those that lived. They snared around the Terminator's legs and slowed their progress. Meanwhile, more and more of the beasts surged in from behind. The Terminators were in sight of the torpedo tubes now, but the Tyranid swarm was too dense. They clawed against Fierce's armor, and while most of the blows failed to do much apart from scrape the paintwork, damage indicators in the sergeant's helmet noted more and more concerning injuries. A good blow to the joints could cripple Fierce. A well-placed strike to the armor's power plate would leave him entombed in it, unable to move. He foxed the squad. Combat doctrine, maximum brutality, hold nothing back. We fight our way to the tubes or we die. The air crackled as the disruption fields that sheathed the Terminator's power fists were engaged. The sheer force of these energy fields was enough to turn the Termagants to ash. They beat a bloody passage through the swarm, finally clearing the tangle of broken bodies. The Terminators made their way to the colossal torpedo tube, with one of Fierce's troops shattering the maintenance hatch that permitted access with a single strike. The tube was empty, its payload long spent in some forgotten war. An excellent killing ground. The Terminators turned and formed a line. The Tyranids surged forward. Fierce sparked in order over the squad's Fox channel. Switching tactics, engaged Devastator Doctrine, overlapping fields of fire, courage and honor. The Tyranids screeched only to be drowned out by a hail of bolter shells and assault cannon slugs. The Terminators would not stop until the entire swarm lay broken and dying at their feet. Yeah. NA said, is that Arizona? It's hot as heck when it's over 100 degrees. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know what that is in Celsius. Only minus 16 degrees C where I live now. It's downright balmy. I don't know what temperature it has been around here, but we got lots and lots of snow today and yesterday. Well, last night and today, but it's been raining, so it's been a bit warmer. I think it's been down to it must have been down to like minus 6, 7 or whatever. Let me check my phone that actually has my temperature app on it. It's 2 degrees now apparently. 2 degrees, 2 degrees, 2 degrees. Drops down to 1 overnight. Oh. Yeah, we're going to get lows of -4. I think it was like lower than that last night with all the snow and stuff. But I'm not sure. The Gator Road is just a swamp kitten trying to snuggle right. Yeah! Gators love to snuggle with their big daggery teeth. Gators are usually chill. 100 Fahrenheit. 37 degrees Celsius. Oh my gosh, it's meant to be winter. Be colder. Red snapper is super tasty. Mangrove is your favourite. Of those types of gators. Look, don't touch the gator. Never had mangrove. You had shark herd, it's good. You've heard shark is good. Yeah, its tail is basically shrimp and chicken combined. I don't want to eat them. They're too cute. Tyranids often infect fallen Imperial ships. Many a salvager has fallen prey to concealed broods of waiting Tyranids. It falls to specialized troops like Terminators to clear these hulks so that they may be returned to surface. Oh look, there's a Death Hulk here. Loads of Gene Stealers. Terminators form a defensive line before a horde of Tyranids. Virginia Steelers. Phases and objectives. Oh, this is teaching you about the phases in the game, the command phases where you give out your orders, you do strategies and stuff. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of things that happen in the command phase, and almost all of them would tell you that they happen in the command phase. Victory requires no explanation, defeat allows none. Turn breakdown, objective. Yeah, this is just teaching you how to play the game. Ooh, victory points tokens. Oh, these are meant to be for cutting out. You can cut them out to help you count victory points, because you earn 5 or 10 victory points for each objective at the end of each turn. Oh, and these are like objective markers you can have and stuff. Ooh, that's nice. But yeah, that's what it's part of. Okay, on to book 13. Which has the rest of a Terminator spook. Terminator sprue. Bases. Another base. So it's got 5 bases of 5 Terminators and a little base. Oh my gosh, that's dark. Let me turn a light on so you can actually see. Best Tyranid story when Dark Elders tried to raid a hive ship. They didn't survive. Everyone wins. Tyranids get a snack and the galaxy got less Dark Elder. You say this, but then you realise the Dark Elves in Warhammer kind of became the good guys in the fight against Chaos. And that Dark Elder right now are also not only good guys helping the fight against Chaos, but they've helped maintain the Golden Throne. If it weren't for the Dark Elder, the Emperor might have died. But look at this. Look at this. Also, the Dark Elder have done raids against Tyranids before to destroy Tyranid fleets to protect worlds that they would rather raid and not get turned into Tyranid soup. Oh, I've already tried Greenland Shark and it was prepared by some Icelandic people, so it was the rancid shark. Yeah, you were telling us last time about how they bury it in the sand to, you know, ferment it. The talk about food is making you hungry. I'm gonna eat after the stream because I had a bacon sandwich earlier, but before when I would normally eat my food, but close enough to when I'd normally eat my food, but I didn't want to eat food again. So I'll be eating my proper meal after the stream. And I can smell roast chicken. Yeah, there's the basis to go with the thing. We built Terminators before on the channel, it's the exact same sprue. Oh, this is a Leviathan art. This is the art that's in the Leviathan box. Yeah, Terminator face, Tyranid, Screamer Killer face. Oh, they're actually really similar shaped on purpose, aren't they? If I don't know what's going on with the head here, like, is it bulbous and spreads out like that? Or is it a head like half turned? Salt and dried cod is a very good beer snack. Our beer snacks are usually deep fried snacks. You got 2 of them. You got these. Oh gosh, hiccup. These little bacon corn things, bacon flavored corn things. They're often a beer snack, and they're often fried up and really tasty. And they're vegetarian. They're bacon flavored, but they're vegetarian. And the other one is cod, which is a very tiny amount of deep fried cod. In fact, you can eat them and you might not realise that there's any fish inside it. But it tastes like there's fish inside it, so that's nice. Yeah, in Britain we just deep fry everything, especially if you go up north, especially if you go to Scotland. Woodworm and fried catfish, perfect for drinks. Ooh. I've heard catfish isn't very nice though. But you love catfish too, iOS. Oh. I too like freshwater largemouth bass, but I live on the Gulf Coast. Yeah, in where I live, generally the main things that we eat are, I'm trying to remember, haddock, cod, and what's the other one? There's haddock, cod, and there's a third one. It's very common. And I think we share the same fishy type of diet as a lot of Scandinavia, because we share the same oceans and fishing lanes. Okay, bye-bye, Samuel. William, you have to go now. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope it's amazing. All that if you're going to sleep, you sleep well, you eat good food, all of that good stuff. It's a drive to get to fresh water. No salmon in Florida. Oh, salmon's pretty common around here. Oh god, I'm so sick of seeing that art. It's been going around for eternity. Yeah, this art's been going around for a long time. Oh, trout. River trout. Oh, tuna. Tuna's very common. I love tuna. I call it sea steak. Oh gosh. Hey guys, I have a very good trout river just a few minutes away. Oh. Oh, it's here teaching you how to paint your Terminators using all the paints that we've been given so far. I say given. Oh, here we go. Creating a space marine. Here's some nice art. Here's some nice different art. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Look, that's a space marine being created up there. His leg is perfectly positioned so that there's no proper nudity. That X on his chest looks a bit like a chaos marking. But look at his big ultramarine plates. He's really strong to be able to lift up that oh no, he's got a second person right there behind him. I was thinking he's just holding it up just by this point. I was like, he must be super strong to be able to hold that massive shoulder pad like that. Oh, look at that guy. He looks like a kid with a big book. Oh, there's some bannery stuff back here. Ultramarines look really cool in some art, just to be honest. Oh, there's a chaplain. We have saltwater trout, that's tasty. But seem to have become a rare catch. Yeah. Cod became much more expensive around here. Lots of fish became more expensive in Britain because we lost to what we call fishing wars. They're not really wars. It's basically just a legal dispute between Britain and Iceland. And I think we also had one with Norway too. Was it Norway? Or was it somebody else? Denmark maybe as well. But either we had a bunch of fishing battles because we all fish in the same places around the north of Britain and well, just that northern sea in general. And ultimately Britain lost the massive cases. So the others got fishing rights to them. Oh, we can still fish there, but we have to pay to fish there. So it's a lot more expensive and it drove up the prices of the fish. On top of that, now you've got a bunch of things about, protecting the ecology and making sure not to overfish, which both also drove up the price of fish. And people don't realise that the driving up the price of fish isn't actually as closely related to the cost of living crisis as some people think it is. It's just... there's a lot of things going on there. UK haven't been involved in 2 cod wars. One was with Iceland and one with Norway and lost both of them. It does make sense that we lost both of them to some extent. Yeah, trying to colonize the ocean now. No, because if you look at the web, actually, if you just look like with Sea the Kings or something, Britain, Norway, and Iceland all share the same ocean. And the same parts of the ocean where we have ports and oil platforms. And all sorts of stuff. And there's a lot of big fishing routes there with the best zones. It's Drive have caught
I don't wish to alarm you, but the chat is being very fishy.
The chat's being fishy. It is being fishy. We're here about with Space Marines, and somehow we got onto the topic of fish. But you can continue finishing your fish conversation while I go and open a window. Because it's getting very warm in here. I'm back. Hi, back. Snakeheads. Yeah, I've heard about how evasive snakeheads are. But let's read about creating Space Marines. Beneath their armor, a Space Marine is a superhuman warrior whose body has been enhanced for advanced gene craft. Every Space Marine is a product of ruthless selection, ceaseless training, and gene craft so arcane and complex that it seems almost like sorcery. Through processes designed by the Emperor himself, aspirants are reborn as titans of battle. However, the risks of making a Space Marine are great, and few ever complete their training. Space Marines are not born but made, recruited from ranks of young warriors as aspirant Space Marines must endure An aspirant Space Marine must endure his body being slowly rebuilt into a weapon of war. Every chapter has its own traditions, but all follow the same broad structure. Aspirants must complete physical and spiritual trials and challenges to prove their worthiness, while accepting the implantation of a variety of gene-crafted organs. Their bones lengthened and hardened, and their muscles thickened and bulge. They gain new abilities from spitting venom to reading the memories in the flesh of the fallen. By eating the fallen! Oh, just explosions everywhere. What's all of this? Yay, child soldiers. 3 cheers for the good guys. 3 cheers. But the Imperium's not for good guys. The good guys are like some of the Tau. Now, some of the Imperium are relative good guys. The last and most sacred organ to be implanted is the black carapace, a second skin lined with advanced circuitry and that interfaces directly with the
Clean your
Space Marine's
tongue with
power
soap
armor.
right now.
Clean your tongue with soap, but no! That would be terrible. My tongue doesn't need cleaning. Look at it. It's green and purple, which is the colours that a tongue's meant to be when your hair's also green and purple. The process of making a Space Marine is dangerous. During training, an aspirant must prove himself worthy. For those who fail, there's no second chance. Those who do not perish immediately are often turned into servitors, mindless cyborg drones who perform menial labour of a chapter. They stand as a bitter reminder of the dangers of initiation. Okay, so Ultramarines used to turn people into servitors. That was part of their canon. And this is why the old Space Marine codexes have Adeptus Servitus. But nowadays, it's canon that Ultramarines don't turn people into servitors anymore because Ultramarines are kind of meant to be more good guy now. So what you hear about them more now instead is that the Special Honor Guard of human soldiers, like their equivalent of the Tempestus Scions of the Ultramar Planet Defense Forces, are instead composed of failed aspirants of the Space Marines. The people who tried to become Space Marines failed, and instead they were recruited into the effectively this armed forces. Prior to the Defense Force. Yeah, the Joker is purple. The Joker's kind of green and purple sometimes. This is why it's weird colours, because you keep lying. I never lie. I've never told a lie before. And I never lie. I'm a super truthful and I'm the most modest person who has ever existed. Joker is purple and lime green. No. I'm not the Jonkler. You're the Jonkler. Okay, this is some very light coloured pages, so turn off this light so it's not going to be blinding you. And bink, bank, bonk. Selecting candidates. Every chat. Oh, well, let's look at this cool art at the top first. Ooh. Look! Black Templar! Black I love him. It's an initiate. No, that's an initiate. Wait, which one's he? Neophyte and an initiate. Initiate and a neophyte. Look, we got little candles on them. Okay, if I do this, I can turn the light on so we can see this image better. Yee. Aspirants of the Black Templars learn their craft fighting alongside veteran warriors. Oh, look at all those skulls. Bunch of skulls here. I got one skull, shiny red eyes. And there's another neophyte. Yeah, look. Let's absorb the Black Templar imagery. Oh, lovely jubbly. I was in Phase Wars, not very fond of the Joker. Boo. Boo. The purple is a little lighter than normal, just barely. This the Joker? Why so see? I'm not the Joker. I'm the Cupcake Conjuror. Well, boss lady version. Selecting candidates. Every chapter is its own process of selecting aspirants. A warrior must begin the process of becoming a space marine while he is still young, blah blah blah. Aspirants, this is basically the same thing as we read before. Space marines are often seen as the pinnacles of humanity, but they are far removed from an ordinary human being. Yep, it's all true. They're superhuman. They're superhuman creatures. Do you want to... Oh, Bonds of Honor. Part 3. Oh, Part 3! We've already read the first 2 parts, apparently. Oh, wait, is this the thing with the, with the Silver Templars? As the Conjurers of Tyranid Prime, endless hordes of beasts push forward. That's what it says. It says it down here. Hit me. Hit me. Okay. Ram spike into him. Have you seen that thing of how it should have ended? How it should have ended. Hit me. Hit me, Batman. I want you to do it. Hit me. And then he just runs Joker right down. Like, you actually hit him. Yeah, he wanted it, so... It must have a competition with us. If Precious asks and it doesn't, then we eat the cupcake. It eats the cup. Don't eat the cupcake. Hello, Honey Rose. How you doing?
When I was a young boy, my father took me to the Fortress Monastery to be a space marine.
Oh gosh. I can't do a Smeagol voice. I don't know how to do a Smeagol voice. No, I can't do one. Never mind. I'm not even trying. That was a Black Parade. When I was a young girl, my father took me to the Fortress Monastery to become a space marine. Word is that Light of Motoran was heavily inspired by swords. Okay. Nah. I don't really. There. It's supposed to be snow for the next 2 days, expecting 8 inches of snowfall. I really don't want to climb my roof to shovel snow up there. Oh, we only got like a few inches. Not 8 inches. Maybe half. Probably less than half of it. Do you know that both Gollum and Frodo Bagginses came into possession of a Ron ring on their 33rd birthday? I did not know that. But did you know Gollum and... I'm trying to remember another character. The arm stealer who lost his arm, because Fulton ripped it off. And he often like raided Wakanda from Marvel. Yeah.
When I was a young lad, I was taken to the castle of Milgoth and become a student of wizardry.
Oh gosh. Anyway, nearly there, my boys. Nearly there, but let us rest a moment in the shadow of a monastery. You could enter refreshed, with your heads held high, not a trace of fatigue among you. It was as I told you, was it not? A dangerous climb, but one worth the effort. Poor young Cleon. I thought he was strong enough to be with us now. The code takes many who seem strong, but even to attempt the climb is a great honor, and there must be no talk of shame or sadness in his passing. Also, someone died climbing up this mountain. See the gates we now rest under. All of my brothers once sat where you are now, as did I. My group had lost many more in the Jews and more still on the way up the mountain, but some of us still made it. Of course, I was younger then. The code reaches my bones much more easily now. Ha! The code even reaches when my bones are gone. You see this arm? I'll wager you hadn't noticed, but I hold it differently, except perhaps you, Nicanor. You see things others do not, and a fine scout you will make. I'll give you that far. If you get that far. The two versions of The Hobbit. I think I did hear about that, if you mean the book. Yeah. The other reason Gollum lost the ring is because the ring just up and left because it got bored. Yep. No, it didn't get bored. It wanted to leave Gollum because Gollum would only stay in one place, and if he were just to stay in one, if they were to stay there, then the ring may never be found. So it wanted to leave so that it may be found by, Sauron. Your version is funnier, Talan. Maybe. Now, where was I? Yes, this arm. It is a gift from the Emperor. My arm was taken from me in a great battle. This one you see before you is of steel, and it has its own spirit. And truth be told, it is far stronger than my previous arm. And talk of that leads me back to what I was speaking about earlier. Remember Sergeant Askerton? I was telling you of his duel with the Tyranid Prime, was I not? Well, that was a painful moment for his battle brothers as they saw him on the floor without his rifle. He had been battling the Tyranid monstrosity with only a bolt pistol, and a fine effort he made of it. But then he was cast to the ground, and even his sidearm was flung from his grasp. Askerton's brothers left him be and turned their backs on him to fight the swarming Tyranids. It may sound to you as though they abandoned him, but do not forget that the good sergeant's pride would not allow him to accept any aid. The brothers also knew something that you might not. The arm of a space marine is more than plates of inert plasteel and ceramite. It is a living thing that contains its own strength and spirit. A space marine is so connected with his armor that it moves along with him, the machine muscle greatly enhancing its already formidable fortitude. It was that Sergeant Askerton was not so unarmed as he appeared. I tried scrolling down the page when using my mouse. It's like I got my mouse over here and I was just trying to scroll. Where is it? Here it is. I was just trying to scroll. It's like, why is it not going down? Oh, wait. Bob the Innkeeper's here. Hello, Bob the Innkeeper. How you doing? Hello. I was trying to wave like this from far away, but it's like you can't see that. Hello. Love heart to you all. I'm curious. Could a space marine survive a punch from an Umber Hulk? Probably. Space marines are really tough. They can survive anything. How do I turn on the book? Open it up.
Father, how do I turn on the book?
You open it up like you would a laptop, and then you get a flashlight and you shine it on the book. Oh, come, this isn't virtual reality, this is reality, you silly. Hey, Bats! How you doing? Bats. Okay. As a great Tyranid Prime hovered over him, Askerton gripped hold of a thing by one of its legs. Shocked, it flapped its mighty wing, but to no avail. When realizing it could not get away, it lunged forward. As it dove downwards, Askerton wrenched on its leg, and the thing screamed. None of the brothers there knew whether Tyranids could even feel or understand pain as we do, but in that moment it sounded to them as though the beast was suffering the torment of 100 deaths. Hoping desperately that he had disabled it fully, Askerton let go and the creature recoiled momentarily and then moved to strike again, but Askerton moved first. He lunged at the creature, punching through its left rear wing with his armored fist and dragging his arm through the hole, rending and tearing the skin. Rending and tearing the skin. You see, this is actually about
I'm doing my part. Are you doing yours?
Would you like to know more? In the original version, the Golem didn't really care about the ring, but when Tolkien decided to write Lord of the Rings, he knew it was something Golem wouldn't give up his precious without the fight. Yeah, I don't know that after writing, or at least after starting writing the Lord of the Rings, he didn't feel that the Hobbit books anymore lined up with the new story, and he did want to rewrite it to correct parts that had changed, especially in his vision. And we didn't correct everything, mind you. There's a lot of unanswered questions, which is where some of the changes in the Hobbit films actually came in. It's like... But there we go. Yeah, but this is where some of the, the storytellers, the people who are telling the story, change. Just how the power levels of things. So I can never judge the power level in 40k very nicely or easily, because there's a video, an animation that for advertising the new 10th edition on Leviathan, and it's got a Tyranid Prime there who just absolutely rips a Terminator in half like it was nothing. And right now you've got the same sort of Tyranid Prime fighting just a sergeant. A sergeant isn't special. He's not as highly ranked and powerful and skilled as a Terminator. Yet right now that sergeant is winning in a fight without his main weapons against a Tyranid Prime that apparently can rip a Terminator in half. So is that because the Terminator Space Marines are tougher than the animation let on? Or is it because Tyranids are tougher? Or is it because they're just different evolutions on different hives, and the Tyranid, for one, for the animation, it's just much more powerful for the Tyranid Prime that's mentioned here? You have no idea.
Chat Cupcake, what is the only good bug?
A squished bug! You're feeling a bit terrible, but you won't get into it. Oh, I hope your day feels better soon. I hope you have some good food and you sleep well and, Eek. There we go. Again, the creature struck at him, scrambling at Askerton's armor with its claws and talons. And again, through blood gushed from a gash in his face, Askerton drew a knife from his belt and attacked it once more, wounding it grievously. The brothers surrounding the pair turned their head to witness the duel as often as they dared, until at last Askerton had bested the creature and it convulsed and contorted like an injured spider. Understanding that his sergeant had won and his honour had been satisfied, Mechatras stepped back and kicked the sergeant's pistol toward him. Askerton drew it and fired a single shot into the Tyranid Prime's carapace, and at last the beast was slain. With the leader beast slain, the lesser creatures seemed to fight differently, as though they had lost some coordination and purpose, but their strength and numbers were no less, as Askerton joined them. The brothers redoubled their efforts, and the tide started to turn on the enemy. At last, the beasts pressing in were fewer and fewer until the brothers stepped out from their position, pushing back the last few. Then all was silent. Askerton and the brothers stepped over the bodies of the dead Tyranids in front of them, half expecting some hidden terror to emerge from the pile and skitter towards them, but only stillness greeted them. Askerton's eyes was caught by a void amid the devastation of the ruined city, and he stared towards it, his brothers following. There before them was a deep tunnel of alien design, looking as much like a creature or plant as it did like an engineered structure. The brothers stared into it, but it seemed to suck the light from around it, possessing a deeper darkness than any of them had seen before. Yeah. Starship Troopers is a film and a book series. The films are better, or the books are better. Depends on who you ask. I prefer for films. Oh gosh. What if I told you I know something that you don't know about bugs? What is it? Yes, 5. We're going to war. I forget, sir. Please tell me. Oh gosh. Let's continue. One off. To the top of the page. One of the brothers, Herculanean, drew a grenade from his belt. He gestured for others to move to the side and cast it into the mouth of the passage. Seconds passed, and then the earth shook as the grenade exploded, but the structure did not collapse as he might have expected. Intrigued, the brothers entered the tunnel. It was truly a bizarre place, and their curiosity soon turned to reticence. Doubtless this bow was some artifact within its swarm, but what was it? A transit way? A fortification? A dwelling? Mechatras was at the front of the group, and suddenly it seemed to him that something moved. He stopped dead, but his eyes could not penetrate the darkness. He strained his ears, but was met with only silence. Cautiously he began to walk again, and once more there was the faintest suggestion of movement ahead, and the slightest sound. He stopped again, listening so intently that the air itself seemed to hum, and his heart thudded so loudly that he had to listen between the beats. Oh yeah, Space Marines have 2 hearts if you didn't know. Like Doctor Who! Helldivers was inspired by Starship Troopers. Yep. And Starship Troopers was, I think the bugs were partly inspired by Tyranids and then vice versa. Like many things. Books are good, but Starship movies are very great. I know that well, but bugs want to live, want life and hugs and tasty food. Yeah. The bugs weren't actually the bad guys in Starship Troopers. As silly as it might sound at first. Well, that being said, if you watch the films, it should become very obvious very quickly. Especially by the second one. Where were we up to? We've had twice now in stories the Tyranids having like power over darkness to make it like advanced darkness. Like that darkness in SpongeBob, the advanced darkness. Oh, that was a terrifying episode. Where were we? He gripped the pistol grip of his rifle tightly, then forced himself to relax. But better to aim in a hurry if he needed, and he walked forward again. This time there was no mistaking it. Something rustled ahead as it moved, but something rustled behind them too. And the brothers began to look around them for the source of the noise. Mechatras shouldered his rifle, pulled it into his cheek and breathed out. At that moment of perfect stillness in between breaths, he drew the trigger gently back. The bolt left his rifle with a crack, and as the sound echoed down the tunnel, a flash of muscle lit the brothers, throwing their shadows onto the organic walls. The bolt flew true and struck a creature ahead, but in the moment that the flash penetrated the oppressive darkness each of the brothers had seen, they were very far from alone. Oh no! We're gonna have to read part 4! Terminator Squad. Terminator Squad! Yeah! Special rules and leaders. Oh, there's a combat data sheet. Yeah! Oh, Fury of the First. You may have noticed that the Fury of the First rule works using another rule, Oath of Movement. Don't worry about using Fury of the First rule for now. A later guide will cover how to use both it and Oath of Movement faction rule. You'll find your Terminator Squad a formidable unit of a battlefield even without Fury of the First. What's Fury of the First? Each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets the Oath of Movement target, add 1 to the hit roll. Oh, that makes sense. Oath of Movement, I believe, allows you to, once per turn, target in your command phase. We talked about that earlier. You target one enemy, and that enemy of that turn is your Oath of Movement target. And anyone who shoots it gets rerolls to hit. And these ones get +1 to hit. I think it's rerolls to hit. Might be rerolls to wound. I can't remember. But yeah, then you've got special rules of leaders, valor. What's this about valor? Oh, okay, whatever. And then you got another, game that they can telling you about how to play. And this one, I think, does it revolve just around the Terminators or something? Oh yeah, it's just the Terminator squad and a librarian and the captain. Ooh, against the harder Tyranids. Oh, so you're basically Space Hulking it. Nice. Mississippi Gonzo, how you doing? The bugs were in fact the good guys in the franchise, are so friendly until the humans attack. You don't get to be a bug in Hell forever. Yeah, you have to fight for bugs. Although you also, if you listen to the broadcasts on Helldivers and stuff, or you watch them. I've never played Helldivers, but I know from all the stuff that effectively the truth is not what they're telling you. Are the bugs, I think were the bugs like part of some genetic experiment where they're like harvesting them for fuel and stuff? Haven't they escaped? And and like other stuff. The cyborgs are just like citizens who used cyborg stuff and they were kicked out of whatever it is. I can't remember. I just randomly get Helldiver shorts. So I know a little about Helldivers. But we got another magazine, and this one's got a cool art on it. I like this art. It's like Blood Angels versus Tyranids. Now that's some cool artwork. Gene Stealers. Those are really terrifying Gene Stealers. And we got 2 new paints. This fleshy colour, which is a bit darker than that fleshy colour. Well, let's shake it up just to check. Yeah, it's a bit darker than that one. And this is, honestly, actually, no, this is very similar. 2 new paints. Third Tyrannic War. Deployment. Yeah. $9.99. Okay. The bugs are the source of element 710. Oh gosh, I'm getting air trapped in my chest. Give me a moment. Kill, hello, Kill. How you doing? Hi back, sorry. Hi back. How you doing? 710 is oil in reverse. And now some divers are turning their backs on Super Earth and fighting for bugs, robots, and lumens. No Helldiver would ever turn their back on diplomacy. It's lies. Oh no, it's telling you how to use. They're telling you to use. Is that correct? Right? They're telling you to use there. No, they're telling you to use the flesh on. They're telling you to use flesh tones. Or purity seals. Purity seals are made out of skin. Wait, isn't Raykar the guy from the Dark Elf who has the beasts in Warhammer Total War? Oh, we get the Psychophage next. We've already built 2 of them. But I guess a 3rd one will be fine. Oh, and we get a bunch of red colours. That's a really nice looking red. Oh wait, and we wanted to paint the flesh on his cloak too. And we're telling you where to use the pinky red colour. And that's of the purity seals as well. Oh, that's what it looks like so far. The Inquisition! Also, Screamer Killer Pink, sorry. Screamer Pink, is that Screamer Pink? Yeah, Screamer Pink for those purity seals and Screamer Pink to highlight some of these things. Oh no, for the tongs. Screamer Pink tongs. Inquisition! Where's Inquisitor Cupcake? We need to get him out. I wonder. Every time I turn this light switch on and off, but not every time, sometimes it turns my screen on and it's plugged into a completely different light socket. Oh, super Earth. I'm sick, but other than that, doing well. Oh, and I'm sad for your sake. I hope you get better soon. Are you building 10 white scars with Hell Blasters? Nice! Hell Blasters a plasma gun, isn't it? White scars not on bikes? Impossible. I am no traitor. I serve for Khan. Yee. But only honey still, but still. Who here is a hell diver who fights for bugs and robots? Wait, wasn't Khan all about genetic superiority? No, Khan as in for Khan from Warhammer. Not for Khan from Star Trek. Very different people. The Khan from Warhammer is based on, actually, very very loosely, more inspired by the Khan of the Golden Horde. Of the other Mongol Genghis Khan. Kind of inspired by him, but he's a lot of a nicer person. Khan of the White Scars. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Jagatai. Yeah, Jagatai Khan is actually a really nice dude. Most of what I've heard about him being nice anyway. And the White Scars are generally cool dudes. The Mongols, not as nice. But sometimes he could be nice, but they're often very mean. Well, that being said, I think the White Scars are still very mean to all the aliens. Well, that's fine. We don't care about the aliens. But here we go. Inquisitors. Oh yeah, I was getting that Inquisitor cupcake. Let me get out the Inquisitor muffin. Inquisitor muffin. Where are you? Do 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 do. No 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 no. Do 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 do. Look at it. Look at it. I'm gonna put it on my head. There you go. Give me a moment. Yeah. There we go. Inquisitor Cupcake is here to shoot all of them heretics. You want to get a bolt pistol to the face? Do not defy Inquisitor Cupcake. Or Inquisitor Muffin. The map is near Canada, if you remember correctly. What's the map is near Canada? Most of your armies are Imperial. Yay! Also, this cupcake's capable of hypnotizing you, so you're not allowed to be a heretic. The Inquisition is much feared and is spoken in hushed whispers across. How come I can't speak? I can't speak. The Inquisition is much feared and is spoken of in hushed whispers across the Imperium. As the Emperor's mighty armies turn their gaze outwards in search of conquest, the sinister Inquisitors defend the Imperium threats within, whatever the cost. Look, he's got a little robo arm! He's got a little robo arm. He's got a little robo friend. A little robo enemy with spiky shoulders. And some friendly friends. Oh, look, we got little Pope Pats in the background. Little Pope Pats. Little Pope Pats. And he's got a big musket that's way too big. How big is that gun? Look how small he is compared to his gun. It's like, oh my gosh. You sure that's not for a Space Marine? Inquisitor as in Star Wars. No, it's not the same Inquisitors in Star Wars. Oh, but we do have a similar role. But these ones are less about trying to perpetuate the power of the Emperor, more about trying to stop chaos and destroying the Imperium. And also, you know, the abuse of their own power a little bit. Also, a lot of them aren't Psychers, and some of them hate Psychers. Some of them are Psychers. And Psychers are kind of like Force users. Inquisitors are among the most powerful individuals of the entire Imperium. At their command, worlds are destroyed, populations are decimated, and vast armies are mustered. Empowered by ancient laws to defend the Imperium, every Inquisitor has their own methods. Some Puritans will put entire planets to the torch at the slightest hint of heresy, while radicals will go as far as consorting with demons or in hiring Xeno mercenaries to achieve their goals. However, one thing unites every Inquisitor: ruthlessness. Well, not all of them are ruthless. Some of them try to be kind. You have some things where some Inquisitors will start off as radicals and then they will become Puritans as they become more and more distrustful of everything. It's like they trust somebody one time and then it results in an entire world getting turned over to chaos. Or, do you know, Tyranid Hive attacking it. So then they stop trusting people and, yeah. What are you reading? Ooh, Combat Patrol magazine. It's the 14th issue. And it's something that's only available, unfortunately, for UK and USFA at the moment. But eventually, depending on how well it does, they might have another Combat Patrol in the future that is more widely available. But yeah, we're having a look into it for the moment. But yeah, but it's a subscription magazine, so we get 4 magazines like every 2 weeks. So it's pretty fun. Ooh, Inquisitor models. Oh look, they put the old Cartias in it. They didn't use a new model. Oh, they used the old Cartias model. Yeah, the old model is terrible. That is a really cool model though. Obviously inspired by his model, because this is a really old model. This is a much newer model. And it's obviously inspired by that one. I feel like the writers read the same story. What's this? Yeah. A lot of Star Wars is in... Some of Star Wars, especially like the Clone Wars era stuff, is inspired by Warhammer. But also vice versa. Warhammer was first made after the first Star Wars film, and obviously there's a lot of inspiration in Warhammer, especially early Warhammer. These 2 models are really old and they're really cool. One of the things about, you know, heretics versus, not heretics, radicals versus Puritans, is that for Order of Xenos, it depends which branch of, what's it called, you are in. Which branch of the Inquisition you're in, because most of the Order of Xenos are all considered radicals, even the ones who've been there for ages, because most of them are willing to use Xenos technology, do anything to get hold of Xenos technology, will trick tech priests into believing it is actually ancient human technology, and then try to get it adapted into human warfare. That's what some of them will do. Because they're like, okay, this is really advanced technology, humanity could benefit from it. Let's try to get it going. But they'll also hire Xenos, they'll train Xenos, such as these little dragon things. And in fact, when it comes to certain beasts and so on, like unintelligent Xenos, humanity in general is quite tolerant of unintelligent Xenos. Ones that could be used for food, hunting, or just pets. And Order of Xenos really love the Xenos pets, even the intelligent ones. Star Wars is inspired by Star Wars, a series of movies made in 2120 and brought back by time-traveling George Lucas. Yes, I've seen that by Chris and Jack. That's a really fun sketch. Oh, and somehow it's a ridiculously believable sketch. But yeah, Ordo Malleus. But Ordo Malleus defends humanity from demons, malevolent entities of raw chaos energy. Demons are dangerous enemies. Unwinding. Yeah, does that say unwinding? Yeah, unwinding their plots takes an incredible intellect, while even wounding one requires esoteric techniques known only to a select few. Many Ordo Malleus Inquisitors are warlike and direct, taking the fight to the demons with blessed thunderhammers. Ordo Malleus Inquisitors are armed and armoured, for their role often requires combat. Look at that little 2-headed eagle as well. I don't know anything about Warhammer other than I support Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's pretty cool. He has a Custodes army, I believe. He really likes the Custodes. I really like Black Templar. Warhammer is difficult to get into at first, but once you know the basics, it's pretty simple. The Imperium, effectively, you've got humans. They are not good guys. They are, but some humans are good guys. Humanity is not good guys, though. Humanity is very much inspired by some of the worst parts of history, such as the Spanish Inquisition, the Crusades, the church, but not just any part of the church, but often the church that is most corrupt and evil in its history. What else was there? It's also inspired by various fictions as well in history, but it's like a lot of like the hive cities and so on are quite inspired by Victorian era cities and how you had people piled on top of one another effectively, and just how rife of plague and starvation they were and poverty, while the rich were dining on all sorts of things. It's also inspired by it's inspired by a lot of terrible things. It's meant to, a lot of it's very satirical takes on it all. But you got your Space Marines, your Inquisition, your Tech Priests. And these magazines are actually quite a good introduction to Warhammer, because it just tells you about a lot of the basic. Every order of the Inquisition can be broken into Puritan and Radical sects. Yeah. And even then, Radical and Puritans don't even agree with who's the Radical or who's the Puritan. Yep. Gotta go now. Bye-bye, Bunny. It was nice having you here. You stayed for a lot longer than... Ooh. But I hope you sleep well. I hope you're not stayed up too late. What'll be the starting point to get into it? Honestly, the easiest way to get into Warhammer is to go to a Warhammer store if there's one near you, and just ask the staff about it. If you buy a starter set for Warhammer, you don't necessarily need to keep the models. You can always find someone who's willing to trade you for other models, or you can sell them. But the starter set will generally come with a small rulebook, for a relatively reasonable price to get various models, but you get a rulebook, and the rulebook often has enough information not just to teach you the game, but to teach you about Warhammer in general. Alternatively, you can buy a codex, or you can buy a Warhammer book. I've heard the Cassius Kane novels are very good books to get into Warhammer with. I mean, you could buy all of these things, or you could, sail the Seven Seas to, get other versions of them without spending money. But yeah, generally the Warhammer rulebooks and codexes are very good starting points to get into the game, because they generally assume that you're new to the game and new to the entire lore and the universe, and they'll teach you about it all. But otherwise, finding one of the books is a very good thing. I've heard, as I said, the Cassius Kane novels are good ones to get into. Gaunt's Ghosts are also pretty fun. I don't think they're the best books, but a lot of the books that you like, those ones, if you read the first in the series, they're written in a way that assumes that you might not be a Warhammer fan and might not know everything. So, I mean, even like people like me who've been Warhammer fans for ages, there's still a lot of lore I'm not very aware of, or I already know bits of or misunderstand. So, Cupcake, what's your favourite to eat? Fish, batsies, goblins, or the occasional hobbits? Hobbits is of the bestest to eat, because our hobbits often have these big cook pots which are actually really good in size, and you can just throw our hobbits in some. Actually, I'm legitimately just taking the thing from what... There's if you control the moot in Warhammer Total War, and if you play as the orcs, the description for the moot unique building, the Grand Cauldron, is basically talks about putting the hobbits in their own cauldron. I do love Gundam models, so I feel like I could get into it. Oh, if you're used to Gundam, the models, Warhammer usually requires glue, but the starting set for Warhammer always has clipped together models like this one, so you don't actually have to use any glue. So it's a very good starting point. These Combat Patrol magazines are also a good starting point if you live in the USA. because these ones are definitely made for people who are only just getting into Warhammer. From the lore that they tell you, it's and everything else. So if you're the USA or the UK and you can get a hold of a Combat Patrol magazine, it's pretty great. Otherwise, just go into one of the Warhammer stores if you can get to a Warhammer store and just ask the staff about it. If it's not too busy, usually they're more than willing to talk about it because most of the staff that work at Warhammer stores are really into the hobby themselves. It's too late. It's 2 a.m. Go to bed, Banry! 2 a.m. watching my streams. Drive any Imperial Guard novels if you're reading the type. You get the boots on the ground perspective of the universe. Yeah, I really liked The Last Chances, but they're definitely an upper age limit thing. You definitely should only read them if you're 18 plus because there's some scenes in them that get very gory. I read them when I was very young though, so. Is that D&D style? But there is a D&D version. It's called Necromunda. It's not the same as D&D, but it's relatively similar. And that's set in 40k universe, and it's all about controlling only small amount of characters. And often the campaigns on Necromunda are more storied. Every character has a name. You control a small team of characters, and you upgrade them throughout the campaign. You've also got something called Kill Team, which is it's Warhammer 40k, but it's only with 10 models. But usually that's not the same as it really. Then you've got I think it's called Warcry. Oh no, Warcry is a version of Kill Team. Is it Underworlds? I think there's a version for Age of Sigmar called Underworlds or something like that, which is the fantasy version of Warhammer. And that, again, is just using a small team of characters. You name each of them, and as you go through a campaign with some other friends and stuff, you upgrade and name and buy stuff of the characters, and it's all very storied. And I believe that there's people who have also made homebrew 40k versions and fantasy versions of D&D, so you can buy just a couple of models and play in one of those campaigns. But yeah, if you want something more D&D like, I've heard Necromunda. Necromunda's probably the closest we have right now. I believe I used to have another version of Warhammer called Rogue Trader, which was definitely more D&D inspired, but they've not made Rogue Trader in a long time. Necromunda, I think, is now the closest we've got. Although there's a Rogue Trader video game. Actually, the best way to get into the game, if you enjoy video games, is probably just one of the video games. Rogue Trader's very D&D inspired, and I've heard it's a very good video game, but I've not played it myself. You wrote model part to a Hobbit, get into Kill Team, it's small squad gaming, yeah. Here's a fun fact, in any Imperial army, you'll always find some ogre mercenaries and a few halflings, and they always love hanging out in camp because of their love of eating. Yeah, hobbits and ogres have a mutual love of eating. And one of the fun things about Warhammer Fantasy is that hobbit cafes and restaurants are not uncommon across the Empire in Warhammer. And they often have ogres will eat at the hobbit restaurants because they're the best places to get a good amount of grub that tastes good too. And they definitely don't serve humans as food. Definitely doesn't happen. They definitely don't serve humans. But Orders see no hunts down aliens of the Imperium. For Imperium is suspicious and intolerant of all difference. They root out for alien cults, lost ruins of Eldari and ancient Necron tombs. Some Orders seen as Inquisitors will go as far as to work with aliens in order to further their goals. Others hunt down even most harmless of non-humans with terrifying zeal. I'm curious because I missed the Magic era and felt like I would have liked it. I was in my drunken clubbing phase. Oh, don't worry, there's still a Magic era of Warhammer. There's a game called Warhammer Total War and a game called Warhammer Vermintide. Both of them are still being actively made. And they're set in the fantasy universe. There's a game called Warhammer for Old World, which is all set in the magic version of the universe. But that one is not like D&D at all. That one's big blocks of troops, literally in blocks, fighting one another in huge horde armies, with cannons, magic, and all of that stuff. But yeah, then have Age of Sigmar, which is similar to Warhammer 40k how it plays, but usually doesn't have many models compared to Old World. Age of Sigmar is all magical. In fact, it's not. It's divided into realms, a bit like D&D, I guess, in that extent, but not as cleanly divided. And that one has something called Warhammer Underworld, which is the magic version of Warhammer, which is Age of Sigmar's version of Necromunda, I believe. And then you have Age of Sigmar Warcry, which is, again, it's like Kill Team. You usually only have 10 models in your game, and it's all, again, that's all magic. It's got orcs and goblins. Well, we don't call them orcs and goblins. It's got trolls, magical dudes, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, Age of Sigmar might be the best to get into. I don't know much about Age of Sigmar, unfortunately. I'm mostly into fantasy and 40k. But Age of Sigmar is what happened to the magical world. Magical world died and became a new realm. Warhammer playing off Tolkien now. Yeah, Warhammer Fantasy is very inspired by Tolkien. The dwarves are inspired by Tolkien dwarves. The hobbits are inspired by Tolkien hobbits. Although they call them halflings in Warhammer, usually. In fact, they even have a Fellowship of the Ring, but it's not called a Fellowship of the Ring. I think it's just called a Fellowship of the Moot or something like that. And it has a wizard, Shadow Wizard, I believe, who's like Gandalf the Grey. It has a drunken dude who is basically Aragorn, but if he was a drunkard. And I believe it also has an elf and a dwarf. This is very old, though. That's like old lore. I don't think it's actually canon anymore, and it was like mentioned in like a couple of books, like rule books or something. For Ordo Hereticus seeks out the hidden threats among the Imperium's population: rogue Zygers, dangerous cults, witches, or just those who dare to resist the Imperial's brutal repression. They work in the shadows, infiltrating networks of heretics and interrogating captors for secret knowledge. Ordo Hereticus are sinister figures who wield esoteric weaponry to hunt enemies. The Ordo Xenos Inquisitors have strange alien pets and weapons gifted or stolen from the Xenos. Oath of the Moment. I'll keep calling it Oath of Movement. It's called Oath of Moment. Oh, Dark Angel. 40k is very sci-fi fantasy. You got elves in 40k, and they're still very Tolkien. Kind of, but 40k, as it's gone on, has pulled itself away from a lot of female fantasy tropes. You'll be broke in debt. If you focus just on Kill Team, you're less likely to go broke. Or, Warcry, those type of things. Warhammer, no matter what universe, is a universe built on parody, and you will see lots of other fantasy tropes used. It's true. It's true. It's built on parody and satire, and fantasy was never as grimdark as 40k is. Age of Sigmar is a bit more grimdark, but it used to be a lot more colourful, a lot more silly and goofy. In fact, Warhammer used to just be very silly, very goofy, over the top. It's like the Space Marines. One of the big jokes about Space Marines early on was about how... Oh, what's it called? How manly they were, and how much of a sausage fest it was, and all of that stuff. It's very funny. But the law's changed a lot since then. It's like the early books. If you still read some of the old early books, you can just see how homoerotic it could get. Oh. Warhammer early 40k is something else, to be honest. It's just crazy. It didn't even try to be all that serious. I mean, the rogue trade aspect sometimes tried to be, but it's in the same way that D&D can be a little serious, but often it just becomes silly. If we want a lot of Space Marines, do Heresy. Oh, Heresy is fun. Yeah, Horus Heresy is fun if you want for Old Law, or for, well, not for Old Law. If you want for 30k version when the Emperor was still alive. Wait, you're telling me there aren't dinosaurs riding dinosaurs in North America, or BDSM elves in Canada, or Tomb Kings in Egypt, or French people in France? No, there are French people in France, don't worry about that one. You gotta go, but yeah, for hobbits, the hobby gets very expensive and it's very addictive. You spend a lot of money very quickly, especially if you're like me and you want to make 30,000 points of Black Templar, which, considering your average army is only 1,000 to 1,500, well, 1,000 to 2,000 points, 30,000 points is a lot. It gets very expensive. It's called plastic crack for a reason. I spent way too much money on pay to win gacha already. Don't wait, you don't. It doesn't actually have to become an expensive hobby. This is why people advertise things like, well, not advertise, people say that you could go into things like Necromunda, Kill Team, Warcry, Underworlds. These things are much cheaper because you don't need a large army. You only need a small army. You're not necessarily going to buy lots and lots of figures. If you got any sense of self-control, it doesn't bankrupt you. If you have no sense of control, it does. If on a lot, yeah. Not to get political, but I can't help but make a bad joke. But give it 20 years if it won't be. My Gundam collection is kind of well. I learned how to use a 3D printer to make my own armor for my Gundam models. Yeah, a lot of people do 3D printing in Warhammer too. But if you do that, you won't be allowed to go to any official tournaments if you're using 3D printed models. 3D printing is fine, just don't expect it. Yeah. They got a bit harsh on it, partly because some people brought entirely 3D printed armies, and obviously Games Workshop weren't very happy about that. Before then, they're always very open on allowing people to do conversions, and even they even showed you if you can buy like things from other competitors of Warhammer, and you can convert them to turn them into, like, you want to build a Squiggoth. This place sells really good dinosaurs that you could turn into a Squiggoth without buying the Forge World version. It's like, but now we don't do that so much. Especially since the advent of 3D printing. Local game stores should be chill with it, yeah. Some Warhammer shops might not be as chill with it, but other shops would probably be. Space Marines do not fear death. Each knows that. Oh, I've got partly 3D printed model. But that's just because it's for a conversion. I've got it. Here we go. I'm back. 3D printed models. So I got this model 3D printed. I bought it though because I don't have a 3D printer. If you know my old VTuber model, you'll know why I bought this, because my old VTuber model had a big witch's hat. And this is a tech priest. Female tech priest, yee! So I can put myself in the game. Also, it's way taller than everybody else. I also got this little Inquisitor model because I wanted a cool female Inquisitor that looks like the ones you can see in the, like, do you know, I've had the long red red flowing robes and stuff, like, you know, here. I wanted that sort of Inquisitor, and with, you know, the big Imperial symbol, but I couldn't find one. So I decided to get one 3D printed instead. I gave a proper bolt pistol though. So yeah, it's really cool because it has the big proper Inquisitor symbol behind it, that it's got the robes they can make red. I already do rhinoceros 3D modeling for my work. So I was already halfway in. Oh my gosh. Rhinoceros 3D. What do I do work for rhinoceros 3D printing? 3D modeling, sorry. Ooh. I've got this dude. I also got these made. I say got these made, I ordered these pieces. This dude is actually a proper one. I bought for Dreadnought. And then I bought extra pieces to convert it into a Black Templar one to make it look cool, including this big sword. Yeah. The lighter plastics are 3D printed. And also it's got these braziers coming out of the engines. It's really nice. This thing in its hand here is just ripped from a Tyranid. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, the parts are moving. Not all of them, but a lot of them. There we go. And the front part opens up. Oh. Along with the bottom part. Oh. Although I do need some white tack because it doesn't fit in very well. I want a CNC custom woodworking shop. Oh. I do design and programming. That's cool. That's cool. Glad to say that needs to be about half the size to be a major proxy. Yeah, no. This one's going to be... I'm going to get like a base full of I don't know what. I'm going to make it a... What's it called? What's his name? Belisarius Qual. Yeah, he's going to be a proxy of him. I just need to get like a bunch of stuff on the base to really fill it out. Like a bunch of tendrils or maybe, you know, robo bugs or servitor skulls. But yeah, obviously if I was to be in the universe of 40k, I'd be at least this tall. Yeah, see, I mean that's how tall I am compared to normal people anyways. It feels like at times. Being well over 6 foot. Like my neighbours, they're like really short people. And then our house is like really tall people. So whenever we're like next to one another, it's like Space Marines with a bunch of hobbits. Call to call. Yeah, but anyway, what's the office? We got for Oath of Movement. To a Space Marine, honor is everything. Moment, sorry. If a Space Marine swears to bring down a hated foe, he will give everything in order to do so, even his life.
Noted. Refer to Cupcon's neighbors as the Shire.
Oh gosh. Space Marines do not fear death. Each knows that it's in his place to give life for the Emperor. What matters to a Space Marine is his personal honor. By slaying a particular hatred enemy, a Space Marine secures his legend forever. His fanatical devotion to killing the greatest enemies has a valuable tactical role. By robbing the enemy of the commanders and champions, a Space Marine force breaks their will and their ability to react to further assaults. Yeah, that's actually a rule. Ooh, what's this? A Space Marine of a Dark Angels chapter kneels and swears an oath of moment. He will soon die and break it. He would sooner die than break it. Yeah, whatever. Not like Dark Angels lie all the time. Oh my gosh, need to turn off this light so we can see. Space Marines have long memories and soaring ambitions. Some oaths of moment go beyond those sworn out of necessity on the battlefield. For some, only the greatest enemies will satisfy their need for honor. Veteran Space Marines will swear oaths to hunt down and slay the greatest foes, hunting battlefields across the galaxy for their quarry. From great alien warlords to notorious hive tyrants and terrifying demons, Ragnar Blackmane has sworn to slay the Orc warlord Gaskell Thacker. Yeah, good luck with that. Gaskell Thacker's in... That's Gaskell Thacker. That's what Ragnar. Who's gonna win? Guy with giant power claw or him? Upon my honor, and the honor of the chapter, I swear to serve the Emperor, to uphold his realm and vanquish his enemies. Remove all the cool sounds from my job. I make furniture I can probably never afford. Oh. Hey, that's still cool. Like, but does that mean you can just make furniture for yourself so you don't have to afford it? You can just, like, give it to yourself? Or do you still have to pay for it full price? Because that would be terrible. When an oath of moment is finally sworn, it must be witnessed. I am loath to say it, Space Marines of both flavors are good starting point for getting into a hobby. Sorry, a little bit that came up there, but they have the entire toolkit available. Yeah, Space Marines. The other one that's, if you want to get into 40k, the other one that's good to get into is Tyranids. Especially if you've got a friend who wants to get into the game too. Either, because you can both buy a starter set each. So you can get the rulebook, and it will teach you how to play. It will teach you the laws and everything. The lore, the story of the world as well is the basic starting point. But then what you can do is you can swap. So a starting set will include a group of Space Marines and a group of Tyranids. And then you just swap with one another. So one of you will take the Space Marines on both kits, and one of you will take the Tyranids on both kits. As a result, Tyranids are quite... Because I started like that. I had Tyranids. Orcs are also a good starting point. Actually, all of them are a good starting point to some extent. If you really like Gundam, the Tau are a really good one to get into because their models are basically just big Gundams and small Gundams. Yeah, their models are just Gundams, effectively. They're also a lot easier to really figure out how they work in terms of just their personality and why they do what they do, because, you know, they're basically just based on modern humans. The Orcs are really fun starting point because you can't really do anything wrong when it comes to playing and building Orcs. They're just meant to be fun. That's it. Imperial Guardsmen are also relatively okay starting point because they're just basic humans and they're just normal humans with normal tanks and also for, you know, for ATSTs from Star Wars in the form of Sentinels. But yeah, so they're relatively okay. But others can be a bit more confusing and complex. Eldar, I'd say, are not a good starting point because the models are a lot more fragile. They're thinner, they are more complex to build, they're harder to convert. They're a lot more elegant, so it sometimes feels like painting, you have to paint them better because the entire thing is about them being elegant. And the laws also harder to understand within the universe. Materials that I work with often cost more than I could afford, even at cost. Oh gosh, no. I have heard about how expensive some of these woods can be. Yeah, Tau being the most mecha means Gundam is strong in that faction. Yeah. Orcs are also really easy to get into because one of the things about them is converting. And it's very easy to scratch build models for the Orcs, you know, from bits of cardboard and plastic and stuff. I say very easy, it's a lot easier too. Scratch building for Orcs is not just fun, but it's an expected part of the Orc experience. So it's often one of the cheaper armies to get into because even Games Workshop tournaments don't mind it. If you built an Orc army and almost all of the vehicles you built yourself, if it's not 3D printed, I don't think most official tournaments would mind. as long as they match up with the general dimensions of the actual model. If there is an actual model for them. But I think now every single model, every single thing with rules has an official model. It didn't used to always be. But then there was some sort of lawsuit that they had and struggled with. Because effectively other people started selling Warhammer models and calling them Warhammer. And Games Workshop wasn't very happy with that. But then they just said, well, we're selling models that Games Workshop doesn't sell. And that made the lawsuit a lot harder to win. So they stopped making rules and models that they don't sell, which is unfortunate. So yeah. The Third Tyrannic War. 200 years passed between the First and Second Tyrannic Wars. A mere 5 passed between the Second and the Third. Oh my gosh. Striking deep into the Imperials, still struggling to recover from the Tyranids' previous assault, High Fleet Leviathan carved a path across the galaxy and almost wiped out an entire chapter of Space Marines. Not just an entire chapter of Space Marines, it wiped out almost an entire legion of Space Marines. So, for Blood Angels, I play rifles, but I'll still be here. Oh, Marvel rifles. I hope you have a fun time, Kill. Gundam is awesome simply because who wouldn't want to have a giant robot? Yeah, so if you want that sort of experience, Orcs actually might be good because they have loads of big, giant scrap robots. But Tau is generally best because they're just filled with giant robots. Actually, let me go to our favorite website. Our favorite website. Yeah, it's that time of day again. Warhammer. Yeah. Here it is. Here it is, Cupcakes. Our favorite website. Yes, so if you want to know the Tau, it's these dudes. Xenos armies, Tau Empire. This is them. Look, cool robot. Cool robot. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a big robot. Click here. Big robot. Robot. Oh. This is Commander Farsight. Damn near wiped the Legion yet. Going into third party, that little pest. Why is it not loading? My internet must suck right now. Like, it does not want to load that. It wants to load Shadowsun. Why does it want to load Shadowsun but not Farsight? Okay, it really does not want to load Farsight. I don't know why. Oh yeah, he is a massive mecha. Oh, it really doesn't want to load some of the Tau. I don't know, my internet really is struggling right now. But yeah, there's big robots here. No idea why it's not loading half of these things. But yeah, loads of big, cool robots. This one doesn't have arms, it just has guns. And it's also got, you know, more spaceships. It's also got Recruit here, if you want some alien auxiliaries. Yeah. Oh, so look, this guy rides a dinosaur, effectively. Reason we have depth. What would you want more? Hoverboard or lightsaber? Neither, to be honest. I don't think either would be very useful. Because a hoverboard, if I'm like Back to the Future sort of thing, yeah, that, I feel like I wouldn't get much use out of it, and it'll break, and I'd fall off it. Oh, she 2:30 AM for you. Bye all. Bye SNN95. 95. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you sleep well. Get to bed, you silly Billy. Get to bed, yeah. You choose lightsaber. A lightsaber could be... I don't really have a use for a lightsaber. And I feel like I'd risk hurting myself with it. It's like... I mean, I guess I could take apart a lightsaber and experiment with a kyber crystal to try and use it as a power source or something, but that's about it. I mean, powering up a lightsaber like that would require a very special kind of power source, and a kyber crystal would be very interesting to look at. Yeah. So this didn't wipe out an entire chapter. It nearly wiped out an entire legion. If you don't know what a legion is, Space Marines used to be separated into a number of legions, and each legion had like 1 million dudes in it. Or was it 100,000? I can't remember. But after the Horus Heresy happened, which was a big civil war between mostly Space Marines, the legions were broken into chapters. So you have a founding chapter, which is the original legion, with only 1,000 Marines in it. And then its successor chapters, which are the chapters that came from that legion, which again, each only have 1,000 Marines in. When this world of the Blood Angels got attacked, which is a Space Marine chapter, they called in all of their successor chapters, so that was hundreds of chapters, all came together of Space Marines to fight off the Leviathan, and almost all of them got wiped out to a man. Barely any of them survived. Their world got ravaged, their home world, and now for Blood Angels and their successor chapters are trying to rebuild, but they're effectively impoverished nowadays. They went from one of the wealthiest chapters to now one of the poorest chapters. Called everyone like Tyranid Party on my planet. Yep. Death Star was powered by kyber crystal. It was! And they killed planets to effectively make the Death Star, which was then killed one planet and then got blown up. No, it killed 2 planets and then got blown up, isn't it? The Imperium barely had time to prepare for the Third Tyrannic War. Only brutal sacrifice could slow the tide of the nightmares. At the orders of a notorious Inquisitor Cryptman. Cryptman! No, Cryptman! 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 Sounds like Kryptonian. Krypton. Dozens of worlds are preemptively destroyed in order to deny the High Fleet's biomass and to slow their advance. This gambit succeeded, but only in part. High Fleet Leviathan continued its ravenous advance until reaching Baal, home mode of the Blood Angels. Space Marines. The Blood Angels Space Marines. The Battle of Baal, a poisoned wasteland river with pollutants and fallout, was amongst the fiercest the galaxy had ever seen. Only the arrival of the successors of the Blood Angels chapters derived from the gene seed of the Primarch Sanguinius and the Indomitous Crusade stopped the tide of Leviathan. Oh, and don't forget that they were saved when Khorne, well not Khorne, but a Bloodthirster, which is a greater demon of the Chaos God of Khorne, came out with a whole load of demons, smacked the Tyranids, and then he ran away, and then the Indomitous Crusade, led by the Primarch Gulliman, came to save him. However, High Fleet remained present in the galaxy of new tendrils, launching fresh invasions every day. The Blood Angels stood against the endless horde of the Tyranid bioforms. That's a cool piece of art. Ooh. Oh, here it is! Hellish Intervention. That's a demon. That's the demon who came. It's destroyed more if you accept the Disney universe. I thought the Death Star only destroyed the planet it came from, and then it destroyed Alderaan, and then it was about to destroy another planet, and then it got blown up. Was it Yavin 5? I can't remember. Yeah, both the planet where the Death Star plans were held. Rogue One was a pretty good film. That's actually one of my favourite Star Wars. The first half of Rogue One kind of sucks though. The second half, absolutely amazing. Hellish Intervention. So intense was the violence on Baal that it tore the very fabric of reality, permitting the demon lord Cupcake and his bloodthirsty legions to pour forth onto the planet's surface. Despite being ancient enemies of the Blood Angels, the demons proved to be a source of unlikely aid. Upon Baal's blasted deserts, Cupcake and his forces piled Tyranid skulls into a towering idol of a blood god. Dante, he's a leader of the Blood Angels. Dante descends like an avenging angel to slay the Tyranid Swarm Lord. And the Swarm Lord is a named Tyranid that dies and reappears again on other planets. Krypton making a fire drake by blowing up planets again. Making a fire break, sorry. You may disagree with this method, but it's undeniably effective. Yeah. Although you could argue that the planets could waste more biomass if given proper defenses. With Disney, they created a Death Planet. It destroyed multiple planets. Yeah, that's not the Death Star, though. That's like some make-believe of a thing. That's something else. And that wasn't powered by Kyber crystals, was it? That was powered by the power of by sucking Dryad star. And somehow then the star could split across galaxies. It was silly. I'm not I don't accept that canon. Oh gosh. It doesn't even have much of an impact on the universe because for some reason the New Republic decided to change the capital from whatever it is. And the only reason they changed the capital is so that they could say that they blew up the capital of the Republic without actually having to blow up what's it called? It begins with a C. I keep wanting to say Commonwealth, and it's definitely not because that's a Dark Eldar place. Oh, Disney isn't canon. Maybe. It was powered by the planet the Kyber crystals were from. Was it? I thought it was powered by the sun, like they sucked dry the sun or something. Coruscant, that's it. Coruscant, yeah. They didn't want to blow up Coruscant, but they wanted to blow up the capital of the New Republic. So that's why they decided to change the capital. And it's like, and you could tell that from the film. It's like, oh, this is just such bad writing. Why are they doing this? Oh. Ah. Oh. I did not like the. I mean, I've never been a big fan of any of the Star Wars trilogies, to be honest. But the sequel trilogy, not the greatest. I mean, in terms of films, I think Empire Strikes Back is the best film. Then I would say the 3 Star Wars prequel films are my next ones I like. And then it's New Hope. Then when it gets to films that I definitely dislike them. Because I dislike the third. Oh, what is it even called? I can't remember. The third in the original trilogy. I did not like Ewoks. I still don't like Ewoks. Ewoks suck. Why did the log push for ATSD? No, I'm not accepting that. And then it's a sequel trilogy. Although Rogue One's somewhere in the middle of it all. I like Rogue One. Rogue One's fun. Not watched a solo film. I'm not really interested in the solo film. Although I do really like Clone Wars. And for as bad as Disney can be at times, the last series of the Clone Wars is spectacular. And that was Disney one. Oh, I love that. I love the Clone Wars TV series. I didn't like the introduction of a Bad Batch in the Clone Wars. But the Bad Batch TV series is actually pretty fun itself. I do like that one. I do like the exploring of the rise of the Empire. I think that's really fun. The planet the Kyber crystals came from was a planet turned into a planet killer, was it? Oh, I do not remember that. But to be fair, I do try not to remember the sequel trilogy. It's not my favourite thing. I know some people like it, but not my cup of tea. And I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars, to be honest, in the first place. My favourite part of Star Wars is the Clone Wars animated series. That's what really got me into Star Wars and enjoying it. before then, I was just mildly aware of Star Wars. Also, it's a video games. I enjoyed the Battlefront video games, not for modern ones, the old ones. The ones that were on Xbox and PS2. They used the mythology that Luke couldn't get a national kyber crystal without making a Sith synthetic crystal. Ah. Kind of baller concept to weaponize an entire Death Crystal planet, but I feel a lot of people would have had a problem with that. Yeah, I like a lot of the concepts. I just think a lot, if I do think this about a lot of Star Wars in general, is that good idea, poorly executed. Like, the prequel trilogy, people have a lot of issues to it. Partly because it's just so different from the original trilogy. Like, it just focused so much more on politics, where the original one was definitely more of an action thing. But yeah, the prequel trilogy had a lot of concepts that were cool in practice, but they didn't necessarily execute for bestest. And the sequel definitely has that stuff going on. It's just there's so many things as well that it's like they built up really heavily in the sequel, and then it's like the entire thing. You've got a stormtrooper who turned good, and I think there's so much to work with there, so much cool stuff, and it just none of it went everywhere.
Cool idea, but how do we get there? Oh wait, it just happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Other things, it's like when you look at it, it's like for certain things, it's like somehow Darth Sidious returned. That's not actually what happened at all. Somehow he didn't return. It's just that he returned. They actually had a proper thing of explaining how and why he returned. And it makes sense. It's just, it's poorly explained. And then at one point you just have this dude saying somehow he returned. And that becomes a meme. But I mean, I don't think that's even the worst part of the sequels. I think that's just a part of the problem with them. It's just, they should play off a stormtrooper became a Jedi. Did he even become a Jedi, though? That's the thing. I can't remember if he did. They didn't do that too much. They also didn't do the entire thing of, I expected more humanizing of the stormtroopers. And it was like this thing where it seemed like building up to humanizing them to some extent. And like exploring that entire world. And that's interesting because people have been wanting to see the human side of the Empire for a long time. Like, why did these people go down this route? Were they tricked? Were they bewildered? Was it propaganda? Was it a mixture? And just the various pieces of media have investigated that. And that's been some of the most popular and best parts of the media. And when they gave us this stormtrooper becoming good, and they barely worked with it. It's like 5 minutes after turning good, he's blasting his previous friends and comrades with a smile on his face. It's like, oh, that's a bit psychopathic. Poe getting the trash story set up and getting his payoff stolen is a microcosm of the Disney era. Oh. But anyway, Dante, chapter master of the Blood Angels. Commander Dante is the oldest spaceman of the Imperium, not interred in a dreadnought. The Battle of Baal tested the Blood Angel spacemen like no other. In the early stages of the battle, Dante took a fight to a strategic role, coordinating forces as the Tyranids bore down upon Baal and taking precautions to protect the chapter's gene siege of the Blood Angels' fall. Dante led the last of the Blood Angels into a final and most desperate phase of the battle, hacking his way through the Tyranid forces to duel the Swarm Lord. Despite the valuable knowledge it had gleaned in previous battles, the beast perished at Dante's hand. Yeah, Dante's like one of the most powerful spacemen. It feels like at the moment they're putting him at Primarch level. In terms of he's old enough, he's almost as old as a Primarch. I believe, like, isn't he like, wasn't he for Horus Heresy or something stupid? He looks like a Sigmarine there. Yeet. Will's gonna make a hero play at the end, dying for what he believed in, and then here comes a silly woman out of nowhere with a narrative steel chair. Smash! They're not great at making Snow White either. The new live action is awful. I expected as much. Didn't they make The Huntsman though? I liked The Huntsman film. It had Thor in it. And it had Bella from Twilight in it. Yeah, I liked that film. Or was that not Disney? I know it's a Snow White film. But Snow White's not actually a Disney property. It's fairy tale property. So this is just more about teaching you rules of the game and stuff. And that's it. What do we get next time? Psychophage is in the next combat patrol. And then these cool little reds. Let's turn this on. Soul orange. Oh, it is an orange. Look, with a light on, you can see it's an orange. That's a cool looking red though. I like that red. I don't have either of those colours. I don't think I have any orange colours. Yeah, we've already got 2 of them, but we've apparently got to get a third because, you know, it's got a little Space Marine arm in its hand though. And look at that art. That's a cool art. Actually, let's see if it looks better without the light on. It's hard to tell. Oh, maybe it does. Very orange without. This is more colour accurate though. When I turn the lights on, it just gives everything a bit of an orange glow. Oh. There we go. Rouse's Mephiston Red. That is too good to pass up. It is too good to pass up. The Huntsman. Oh, it wasn't Disney. Oh. Now, give me that other artwork they keep using since the Soviet era. I don't know what. They got so many artworks. They got that one of the Imperial Guardsmen, and that one is legitimately Soviet era. That's old enough to have like seen 2 Soviet leaders. Rigged. You went right through it. You want me to try? You want me to help? Mass jump. One of half Tyranid face, half Marine face. No, that's not that old. That's actually relatively new. That's only a 10th edition old. This one. This is relatively new. Yeah. This one's older because none of them are Primaris Marines. Look, see, in fact, he's got the screamy face. That means he's from before 10th edition. Yeah, this is before Primaris Marines. This is way older art. Potentially. I actually have no idea. Bob the Innkeeper has won 125 from the Jump Catch game. Sorry, it was Bob who got it. You're welcome, Bob.
That art, much like a certain lady of the village, gets around.
Oh. Copton, you can't say things like that. Yeah. Look at the little faces. I think these things look like little faces. You can see they're like there where it's slightly discoloured because that's where it was stuck to, whatever it's stuck to. There we go. See, that's the other side. Or when it's printed. It looks like a silly face. You've got 2 eyes and a big mouth. But yeah, here's the 5 Terminators we got here today. This is the Terminator squad I bought separately. Sorry for a flashbang. Terminator squad. This is very different. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me get my knife because I can't use my nails to open this when I've got gloves on. There we go. Keep in mind that Disney used Grimm's tales for most of their story. Yeah, they did. I've ever tried copywriting them. And then DreamWorks finally made Shrek, which gave every... And then because Disney couldn't beat DreamWorks in a lawsuit because DreamWorks had a powerful lawyer team of its own, This gave everyone else free range to actually make their own Grimtale stories again. And Disney couldn't do much about it. So let's compare. These Sprue is the one that comes in the starter set and so on. And this is the Sprue that you get normally if you buy a box of Terminators. Medical fist. Oh no, that's a flamethrower part. Yeah, you get flamethrower here. Chain fists, options, various different types of shoulder pads you can go for. You can get rocket launchers for from on this Sprue. You got different styles of heads. You can make them all helmetless if you want them to. I don't know why you'd wear the best armor in the galaxy if they just choose not to wear a helmet, but... Oh, you got purity seals. Yeah. More chain fist options. They're anti-vehicles. Stormbolters. And so on. Yeah. And look at this. That's a cool fist. New Gundam Sprues are better. No, they're not better. The Gundam Sprues have so much empty space. They look like it weighs so much plastic having all that empty space. And they don't have any spare parts on them. If you don't know, Gundam's releasing a new miniature game soon, they've announced. And it... Oh, made in the UK. Oh my gosh, it tells me it's made in the UK. And gives a specific time of the date it was printed, 8:37 AM. That's a very specific. 4:43:16. What date? I know what time you were made, but what day were you made? What year? Gundam game. Yeah, Gundam's is getting a new miniature game, and it's about a similar scale to Warhammer. So you get Gundams about this big. Your Sprue only has like 7 pieces to it, but you have to glue it and paint it, unlike normal Gundams where you don't necessarily have to glue and paint. Because you use coloured plastic. And it's meant to clip together. Gundam Sprues look like Old World. Yeah, Gundam Sprues are looking like Old World Sprues with the amount of space they've got on them. I showed Conjuror for Sprue and she threw me out the window. No, I threw you through the window to land. Through the window. The window was closed. Now I need a new one. Oh gosh. So I can't use my PG models. Nope. Maybe not. I don't know. Worst part, I didn't even break the window. Yeah. That's why I had to put you in a heavier box. Oh, this one's like Warhammer scale, so 2 inches. Yep, 2 inches. 2 inches. Is that 2 inches? Oh no. I know. I've got some visual measurements on it. Oh no, that's the centimeters. Okay, 2 inches is 2.5 centimeters, isn't it? It's 5 centimeters. So I want this big. I want the size of one of these cubes. Yeah. And this big. That's 2 inches. But mine are like 12 to 15 inches. Oh my god. 1 inch is 25 millimeters. Yeah. But should be in front of a star if they release and burn the star. No, I've already set fire to the factory. Don't worry about it. I'm joking. If the factory's has a fire at it or something, I'm gonna feel really bad now. Not because I like set a fire, but because I made a joke about it, and when that actually happened, that would be terrible. Oh gosh. Oh look, bullets.
Our lawyers hate us.
Our lawyers hate us. Oh no. Oh gosh. You like my clippers? Nom, 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 nom. Stop it, stop it. Bad clippers, don't eat it. Don't eat the sprue yet. We'll make them. Oh no, I want to test out for new brushes, so maybe we'll do some painting next week. Like we'll paint for Tyranids using the new brushes. Maybe that'll be fun. That'll be really fun, yeah. Let's use the new brushes from this kit to paint for new Tyranids. And then we'll make the Terminators together another day. Yeah. Oh gosh, what are we doing next week? Oh, I did make a new schedule. I've already made the schedule for what we're doing next week. Let's go home. Whee! Ah! Hollow Cure. We're not doing Hollow Cure today. Someone, Cupcake, forgot to change.
Why is Gundam making a 25mm scale game? We already have it at home. It's called Battletech.
I've heard of Battletech. I played that once, I think. I didn't care for it. No, what is it? This image. Turn on the image of a kiss for Cup. Because now I'm going to browse. Schedules. Schedule. There we go. This is the schedule for next week. We got Crusader Kings on Monday, where I will become Pope. I've set it up so as soon as we start the next stream, we can almost immediately become Pope, unless something changes, in which case I'll be very upset. Then we got for work along stream. Yeah. Oh, that's on Tuesday, not Wednesday like normal. I like the brush. PG are second to largest most parts without doing resin molding. Oh. Why is Gundam making 25? Yeah. Start streams become popes, end stream. True. No, we can see what we can do as Pope. And we can try spreading our religion to other places. But then we got to work along stream. We'll be working more on the animation, hopefully finishing it. Oh my gosh. Then on Wednesday, we'll be playing Euro Truck. On a member stream, we'll probably just do a Satsu. Or maybe we can think of something cool to do. We'll do that. Then we'll go in Rimworld at 11 on Friday. It's going to be a long stream because I've heard Rimworld is a very long game. Like, it's a game where a single session of a game can be very long and you still feel like you're not done enough. Saturday, Warhammer Total War. We'll be finishing our Kislev campaign. I've set it up as well so that next time it took so long for me to reach the coast of Lustria. But I finally did it. We'll be able to colonize Lustria at the start of the next stream. Also, I found out that I can't unlock Boris in Immortal Empire, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So we're just going to colonize Lustria, and that's it. That's the campaign 1. Oh, start stream, colonizes Lustria, end stream.
The completion of the animation? I'm not on the up and up of my Nostradamus, but isn't that part of the end times?
No, it's not part of the end times. Oh, we've not been doing the animation for that long. Warhammer Handcam. Then we got another Handcam. We'll be painting next week. Yeah. And then the week after, it's going to be Space Week, where we're going to play space games like Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky, Astroneer, and some other game, a 4th space game. Maybe Space Marine 2. Maybe I'll find time to download that. Start stream, arrives in Lustria. Curse of 1000 Lizards, end stream. Don't worry, I'll beat those lizards. Oh, who got it? Who got it? Oh my gosh, there's so many strawberries out there. Oh gosh. Dimble Dude! Well done, Dimble Dude! You got 125 sprinkles. Oh gosh. Well, thank you everyone for coming to today's stream. I hope you had a fun time. Is there anyone to raid? Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, you silly dudes. You silly fools. Unless you wanna, if you wanna stop flying through space like this, you better like. And if you wanna continue, you better like. No, we're looking to if there's anyone to raid at the moment. YouTube, tell me who's live right now. What is everyone doing? Oh no. Oh no. Collapse. 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 Okay. There's a bunch of collapse going on. So I won't read into a collab. Okay. So goodbye, everybody. Hope you had a fun time. Bye bye. Love you all. Ending the stream here. Maybe. No, what do I usually say at the end of a stream? Work hard. Play harder. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to others and vice versa. And eat good food. Sleep well. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat the cupcakes. Cupcakes are friends, not food. Bye-bye. Love you all. Wee! Ah! Love you all. Yeah. I'm not the junkler.